straight state championship. Instead, it's the Bears looking for the school's first ever state title in football. Oakdale is only in its 8th varsity season and has made the playoffs 5 years. Damascus had won 53 straight games prior to the loss. Oakdale's opponent, Glenelg, out of Howard County, is in the finals for the first time in school history. The Gladiators are led by Yale-bound senior running back Wande Owens, who holds the Howard County record for career rushing yards. Despite finishing the season undefeated, they know one more win won't come easy against Oakdale.
We're really looking forward to a great football game. We know they're extremely well coached. We know their kids are going to come play hard, just like our kids are going to play, and we're excited for the opportunity and looking forward to it.
This is the thing I've been looking forward to all season, potentially making it here. And when I was playing at the youth level, I lost 2 state championships, so to be able to win one would be great.
That is all for our MPSSAA Championship Special. For Coach Duvall, Bruce, and Scott, I'm Morgan Atzett. Thank you for watching. Now stick around. That 2A state championship between Oakdale and Glenelg is next. Have a great night.
Toyotathon's on. Look at all those Toyotas.
Bet you could get a great deal in there. Yeah, we should go check it out.
Let's go check it out. Impressive.
Sometimes you just have to snap them out of it a little bit.
Right now, get a special sales event 1,000 cash back from Toyota on a Tacoma or an off-road ready 4Runner. Or pick a sporty RAV4 and get up to 3,000 cash back.
'Tis the season. Toyotathon is on.
Toyota, let's go places.
If you're interested in a career in the electrical field, the North American Trade School is the place to get started. In just months, be trained in residential and commercial wiring, machine control, programmable logic controllers, and more.
North American Trade School accelerates their learning, and we've seen great success with the candidates coming out of here because of the education that they've received at North American Trade School.
North American Trade Schools, hands-on training for hands-on people. Visit us at natradeschools.edu or call now.
Once I started looking for car insurance, it was a no-brainer. I switched to Geico and saved hundreds. That's a win. But it's not the only reason I switched. The Geico app makes it easy to manage my policy. I can pay my bill, add a new driver, or even file a claim. Woo! Hey now, that's a win-win. Thank you.
Switch to Geico. It's a win-win.
Right now, all fries at Wendy's are just $1. That's a huge deal on any size of Wendy's natural cut sea salted goodness. But a deal this good won't last long. So get your dollar fries at Wendy's before they're gone.
Welcome to the 2018 Geico MPSSAA Maryland High School Football Championships. Brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Your Baltimore area Toyota dealers. Let's go places. Wendy's. Wendy's fresh, never frozen beef hamburgers. The official restaurant of the MPSSAA. Lightbridge Health Sports Medicine Institute. And by PVI Office Furniture. Fast, excellent, affordable. Business grows with PVI.
State championship football here on the CW Baltimore. We close out our 4-game stretch with the 2A state championship between Oakdale and Glenelg. Good evening, everyone. I'm Bruce Cunningham, along with longtime Wild Lake coach Doug Duvall and former Baltimore Raven Wally Williams. And if you looked at that matchup, it's true. Both of these teams undefeated. And the interesting thing, Doug, both of them really first time in the playoffs. Tell me about Glenelg.
First time to the dance. Glenelg's just been a really good, solid football team. They've got great coaches, and they've got, I think this number is 30 kids on the roster, but they all play, and they play together as a team. It's probably one of the best growths of a team that I've seen. I mean, at the beginning of the year, they were good, and every game they got better and better, and they're looking to win it.
Remarkable story. Let's go downstairs to Mike Popovic.
And Coach, in the same way for Oakdale, same way with you guys, your first championship game, what do you tell the kids coming in?
Hey, we're here to have fun, play hard, and play the way we play. Our kids are excited. We're really looking forward to having a great game.
What has gotten you here? What have been the keys to the season for Glenelg?
Hey, we got great senior leadership. Our kids are dedicated. They play hard. They work hard all year long. And, hey, I'm really looking forward to them getting going and showing what they can do.
Oakdale team that comes in, what challenges do they present to you guys?
A tremendous football team in all facets. I mean, they're amazing on offense, tremendous on defense, and special teams are just as good. We're going to have to play our best game to stay with them.
I was going to say, what outside of the obvious turnovers, for instance, what are your keys to the game outside of the turnovers, keeping them to a minimum, obviously?
Hey, we got to block well, we got to tackle well, we got to prevent the big play.
Coach, thanks so much. Best wishes.
Hey, you're very welcome. Thank you.
Back to the booth.
Now, Wally, Oakdale, on the other hand, is a fairly new school. It's less than a decade old, yet here they're undefeated, and they find themselves in a state championship game.
Look, great opportunity for this new school to come up and have this opportunity to be in a state playoff. But as we know, a lot of these teams that come through here, Bruce, have experience. So usually when you see a first-time team, you have to deal with these bright lights. So we're going to see how they respond to this kind of stage here this afternoon.
Really good point. Let's go downstairs to Mike Popovic.
Coach, this is a program's 8th year. You guys have had a lot of success in a short period of time here, your first state championship game. What do you tell the players coming in as this is a new experience for them?
Well, we tell them to be exactly the opposite of that, make it not a new experience. The truth of the matter is what we've done over the last 13 weeks is what's got us here. It's worked every time for the last 13 weeks, so we're trying to keep today exactly the same.
How have you been able to have such a high amount of success in a short period of time? What do you attribute that program's success to?
We got great kids that work really, really hard. You know, they care about football, they love each other, and they go after it every single day. And, you know, when they put in that kind of work, and as talented as some of them are, you know, and I got some great assistant coaches that help me along the way, you know, we can have some of that success.
Coach, talk about your opponent tonight and what challenges they present to you guys.
Coach Schaefer does such a good job with them. They are so fundamentally sound, disciplined. They're back. Wande Owens is a terrific player, 2,500 yards. So it's going to have to start there. We're going to have to find a way to slow him down. They're going to want to control the ball, control the clock, and we're going to want to ramp it up on the tempo side. So we'll have to see who can impose their will a little bit better.
And Coach, it has to feel good coming in with a quarterback like Colin Schlee, who's superbly committed to Kent State. You've got a guy with a lot of experiences, had a lot of success back there over the years.
I've known Colin for a long time. We've been doing this together for a long time. He's as good as they come. I mean, on the high school level, I haven't seen anybody as good as him. So we had a beautiful night, no wind, no rain. So we'll have to take the restrictor plates off 3 a little bit and let him go.
Yeah, it looks like the rain's going to hold off. We'll keep our fingers crossed.
Thank you.
All right, Coach, thanks so much. We appreciate it. Back to the booth.
The 2A state championship, Oakdale versus Glenelg. That's next. Stick around.
Right now, all fries at Wendy's are just $1. That's a huge deal on any size of Wendy's natural cut sea salted goodness. But a deal this good won't last long. So get your dollar fries at Wendy's before they're gone.
Toyota-thon's on. Look at all those Toyotas.
Bet you could get a great deal in there. Yeah, we should go check it out.
Impressive.
Sometimes you just have to snap them out of it a little bit.
Right now, get a special sales event 1,000 cash back from Toyota on a Tacoma or an off-road ready 4Runner. Or pick a sporty RAV4 and get up to 3,000 cash back.
'Tis the season. Toyota-thon is on.
Toyota, let's go places.
As an athlete, I played through injuries with the help of an expert medical team. Today, my team is the LifeBridge Health Sports Medicine Institute. Dr. Craig Bennett is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon, and Dr. Kevin Crutchfield is an expert on concussions and traumatic brain injury. Together, they provide a full spectrum of care for athletes of all ages and abilities. When you need help, choose my team, the LifeBridge Health Sports Medicine Institute, covering all your bases head to toe. To schedule an appointment, call 410-601-PLAY.
Once I started looking for car insurance, it was a no-brainer. I switched to Geico and saved hundreds. That's a win. But it's not the only reason I switched. The Geico app makes it easy to manage my policy. I can pay my bill, add a new driver, or even file a claim. Woo! Hey now, that's a win-win. Thank you.
Switch to Geico. It's a win-win.
Man owns water. Hydro engineers have built big, tough systems to contain her strength. It might cover 71% of Earth, but man has ultimately won the battle.
Mr. Rooter Plumbing, sink, shower, and toilet emergency drain services. Because water is too powerful to fight alone.
Listen up. I'm going to tell you how to be successful. Never overpromise, always deliver, and make sure you look good. That's why successful businesses rely on PVI office furniture. We always deliver, and you'll always look good. I'm Mark Hill, president of PVI Office Furniture. Fast, excellent, affordable. Business grows with PVI.
And you're looking at the color guard from Glenelg High School as we get ready for this state 2A championship game. Doug, let's talk about players to watch.
Well, we've got some really, really good players this year. And we're, I can tell you who they were if I could find my sheet. Here we go.
Right here.
All right, Colin Schlee, great quarterback. Simon Savante, going to be running the football all over the place. You got Blake Baxter, who will be catching it, and Noah Miller, also another receiver. For Oakdale, you got Ethan Martin as a linebacker, Mario Goings, Luke Carey, and Tyree. All those guys tackle. Tyree's a big boy in the middle.
Now from Glenelg.
Glenelg's got Wandy Owens, one of the great running backs in the area. Kyle Dry is a running back. Tyler Reef is the quarterback. And Tristan Borrello is the running back that can really tote the ball. As far as linebackers, you got Sam Alsherman, great linebacker. Drew Sotka covers a lot of ground. Jake Amone and Darren Cleary as the cornerback.
Now, the Wendy's saw some keys to the game.
Well, can Glenelg control possession time and have 0 turnovers?
Also, can Oakdale stop Wande Owens? Hey, he's going to Yale. 2,400-yard rushing this year is going to be a battle. And will Glenelg's defense be able to bend, not break? We've seen that go back and forth the entire state playoffs, so it's going to be a challenge for this Oakdale offense.
Well, Colin Schlee can put on a great performance. And if he does tonight, that will be at Colin Schlee versus Wandy Owens. In the air, Wandy Owens on the ground.
So there's your key to the games. There's your ones to watch. You are fully ready to see this ball game. Taking the field right now is the marching band from Glenelg High School and the color guard, and they will provide us with the national anthem in very short order. Again, this is the 2A state championship, Oakdale versus Glenelg. Both of these teams undefeated.
Great football, but Wally is so excited because he looks out there and sees 4 tubas. That makes it, is it 5, Wally?
That's a real band, man. You got to get excited about that. Now, come on. I love bands. And
great football, great music.
Gotta love the bands.
That's the band of 1,000 drums right there.
Well, we've got to give the background now while we're waiting. Wally went to Florida A&M, and everybody knows about the FAMU band. And here comes our national anthem from the Glenelg Marching Band. Another fine rendition of the national anthem as performed by the Glenelg High School Marching Band, and we are just getting ready to get underway here in the 2A state championship. That is a large high school band right there.
And that rendition, that was the MVP right there.
That was impressive.
I mean, they could play anywhere and hold their
Those
head
guys
up.
can come to Florida and hang out with me.
That's something. A guy named Barry Enzer, he built this band really, just wonderful.
So Glenelg band leaving the field, and all that is left now is to play this game. Oakdale out of Frederick County, they come in undefeated. Glenelg out of Howard County, they come in undefeated. This is the best kind of championship game because something's got to give here, guys.
It will, I think. And, you watch the flags go off the field. That's moving. And we have a beautiful flag in the state of Maryland, And a little civics lesson, it's always black over gold at the top of the pole. Because you can hang that flag upside down easily, but you always remember black over gold at the top of the pole.
I think it's the coolest flag in the union.
No question.
I do. It's unique. You look at that, you see Maryland.
You know it's Maryland. And Marylanders are proud of that flag. This is the only place I've seen that flag in just every bout. Uniform, police, anything, that flag is represented.
You're from Florida. There are people in Florida that don't even know what the state flag looks like, right?
Don't care about it either. I mean, goodness.
All right, we're taking the field. Oakdale is going to kick off to Glenelg. That is Oakdale in the all-white. And believe me, folks, we've already lamented the silver numbers on the white jerseys. So if you can't see the numbers, imagine what it's like for us. And then Glenelg in the all blue, or is that navy blue, Doug, Glenelg?
They'll be black.
Okay, black.
Black and red. That's their colors.
They are out of the Clarksville area in Howard County.
They started playing football in 1958.
Year I was born.
Yep. So they've been at it a while.
60 years.
They had they were in about 4 years to 61. They had an undefeated season, went 8-0. Had some great players like Griff Jones, and that was, people talked about it for years. Really a good team.
Oakdale, who you're seeing here in Iamsville in Frederick County. You can basically see the school from Interstate 70 if you know where you're looking.
Yep.
And here's the kickoff, and we are underway in the state 2A championship game. And they're going to down that in the end zone wisely and start it out on the 20-yard line. Now, remember, in Maryland High School, Bob Cannon is our referee in the booth. And again, in Maryland, you can't bring it out of the end zone, right?
That is correct. I think the only few states that can, Massachusetts. They go by NCAA rules, but the rest of the country, once that ball breaks the plane, it's a touchback.
And the idea is safety?
Pardon me?
The idea is safety here?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
It makes it easier on officials as far as learning rules.
I hear you. Yep, got it. From the 20, here is Glenelg.
That's why he's special.
And that is our first look at Wande Owens, the best running back in the area. And he's going to Yale, right?
Yes, sir. Going to Yale.
Wow.
Yale's done a great job recruiting down in this area. They also have recruited some other guys, and they took the running back from League of North.
Wally was telling me that in all his time at Florida A&M, they never played Yale. So
never got up that far up there to play those guys. Tried to get them on a schedule, but they wouldn't let us.
Hey, they don't want no parts of FAMU.
There you go.
And the quarterback keeper around the left side, 30, 35. Look at this.
Oh.
He could go all the way.
Oh.
Nope, they're going to catch him down at the 15-yard line.
Tyler Reif.
That is a 72-yard gain for Tyler Reif. Wow.
Wow. We're coming out and we're being explosive here in the first 45 seconds of the game. Great read, but an even better run to bob and weave through traffic.
I have to
and
tell
get
you,
a long thing going.
A great coach, Butch Schaefer, does a wonderful job up there. We were talking earlier, about Franklin and the stable. Well, this guy, Butch Schaefer, coached Anthony Burgos at Western Maryland. So it's a fraternity.
Tyler Reif at quarterback. You just saw the big gainer. The give is to Wande Owens, and Owens gets up to around the 10-yard line. That's going to be a gain. Let's call it 6. It'll be 2nd and 4.
I used to tell my kids, you ever take off running with the ball like that, you better hope it's you'd be doing a lot of running on Monday. It's nice to let your mama watch you do that, but nobody else wants to. Hey, did you see Wande Owens drop that shoulder down in there? He's something special.
Look, he got what he could, a little fake, and just get the ball upfield. When guys get in trouble, that was a great job there, Coach, by noticing that. Guys get in trouble, running backs,
get the ball up and try to get as many yards as you can. And that was an excellent job.
Bruce and
Finish
Brett,
that
who
play.
were Wandy's older brothers, were both great players. Comes from a great family. Dad, little guy, football coach for years, and just really good people.
Glenelg threatening early. The give is to Owens around the left side. He's got some room. 5. And he's in for the touchdown.
Makes it special.
Wandy Owens from the 10-yard line, and Glenelg draws first blood.
That was very, very impressive, you know. We talked earlier about Butch putting this whole offense together, and he's got a great guy as a defensive coach. Tim Cullen, who's been with him, coaching for 22 years. So they have a really good balance. You'll know the name John Buckheister and Jack Freeman, Ed Ashwell. All those guys are part of this whole Butch Schaefer.
Ed Ashwell, who you mentioned, his daughter is a reporter for our Fox 45 News, Alexa Ashwell. Her father's got a long history in coaching.
He sure does. He's special.
She likes to talk about him, too.
Well, it's a good thing she looks like a mother, not a father.
There's the extra point. Glenelg has jumped out 7-0 in the state 2A championship. We'll be back with more right after this.
As an athlete, I played through injuries with the help of an expert medical team. Today, my team is the LifeBridge Health Sports Medicine Institute. Dr. Craig Bennett is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon, and Dr. Kevin Crutchfield is an expert on concussions and traumatic brain injury. Together, they provide a full spectrum of care for athletes of all ages and abilities. When you need help, choose my team, the LifeBridge Health Sports Medicine Institute, covering all your bases head to toe. To schedule an appointment, call 410-601-PLAY.
Toyotathon's on. Look at all those Toyotas.
Bet you could get a great deal in there. Yeah, we should go check it out.
Check it out. Impressive.
Sometimes you just have to snap them out of it a little bit.
Now get 1,000 cash back from Toyota on a Camry. Up to $1,500 on a sporty Corolla. Or get 2,000 cash back on a Highlander that seats up to 8.
'Tis the season. Toyotathon is on.
Toyota, let's go places.
Kids, now all these other
And we're back in the state 2A championship. Glenelg jumped out, drove down the field, and they took the early lead. Want to go down to Mike Popovic on the sideline, and that was an impressive opening drive.
I tell you what, you're not kidding about that. And I have to be honest, coming in, I gave Oakdale the advantage in this one. But if they're going to run the football like that, and you got a dual-threat quarterback and then also the running back Owens, watch out. Could be a game.
Buckle your seatbelts, everybody.
What great football we've had, Bruce.
We have.
I mean, the prior 3 games of this were just, nobody left the television, I'm sure. Reachbach's a very good kicker. He can put the ball in the end zone, too. Very solid performance.
And he decides to squib that one. Going to be taken on a 22-yard line, and they're heading upfield. Got a block. Crosses the 35. They're going to drop him down around the 40. And that was on the return. That was Zach Leskowski. No, it wasn't. I got that wrong. That was Wyatt McCoy on the return. Folks, we're not even going to lie to you. These jerseys are really hard to read the numbers on. So bear with us. Wally's the only one that can really see him. So we're going to depend on him.
Sometimes.
I just put it on.
Wyatt's a pretty good running back, too. But here's the real deal. Colin Schley getting the ball right now. He's probably one of the top quarterbacks in the tri-state area. He threw for 1,355 yards, 20 TDs.
Looks like they had a screen set up.
And he's got good sense.
Not threw it away, too. That's a veteran move by a quarterback.
Yes.
He's well coached. He comes out of the Chris Boswell quarterback factory.
And that quarterback factory, those guys have been performing well.
Well, you
when they
got
show up
3
in
of them in the
state champions.
playoffs out of 8 schools.
He also shows that he can practice for law school with referee. Intentional grounding.
Oh, I thought that was a big call.
Bob, tell us why that was intentional grounding. In the pros, you see that all the time.
Well, of course, in high school, there's no such thing as a pocket. So you got to have a receiver in the area. No receiver there, you got intentional grounding, which is a spot towel, 5-yard penalty, and loss of grounding.
Okay. So that'll bring up, what does it look like, 2nd and 20 here.
There was a bunch of receivers standing on the sideline.
I don't think that counts, Doug.
Oh.
Another flag.
That's
against Oakdale. This is not the way they wanted to start.
It certainly isn't, but don't think Colin Sweet put a fire under him. He can come back and burn you a little bit. What would that have been? Lined up in the wrong position? On the line? Over the line? Had to be. Why would he hit him with a flag if it wasn't? Hey, Colin Slee's headed to Kent State.
Hometown of our friend Stan White. And Jack Lambert played at Kent State.
Exactly right. That's who I was getting ready to mention.
Look at his throw. Oh, my
Open in the middle of the field. Oh!
Son.
There were two guys open in the middle of the field.
They were talking to each other.
And neither one could come up with it.
And Wandy was in between them going, oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Now, on the other hand, on the Glenelg sideline, they're all looking at each other and say, did you see how far he threw that ball?
Two guys are sitting here wide open in the middle of the
Blake
field.
Baxter, yeah, I feel you.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Still.
Blake Baxter caught 25 of those for 690 yards.
Yeah, well, he would have gladly given up about 5 to hang on to
any
that
number
one.
of them. Look at
Showing
Colin
mobility
Sweet.
for a tall guy.
Look at that. That's the problem. Yep, it's all good. It's going to go
complete
for a
at the
touchdown,
40.
but it's going to come back.
And they're going to drop him at the 49.
Anytime you reverse the field, you're going to get a clipping.
Yeah, they're pointing Oakdale's way.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, Oakdale struggled a little bit here. We'll find out what they're made out of.
I get that was a penalty, but you have to admire the poise you're seeing right now.
Yeah.
Blocking that quarterback position. Look, to roll out in the pocket here and probably make a very dangerous throw across the field to an open receiver. Look,
He's got the cannon to do it.
He's
got the cannon.
That's some skill right there.
Colin Schlee, he goes 6'4". He's a senior.
And he's a great basketball player, too.
I could see that with that build.
Yeah.
Oakdale, as we mentioned in the open, a rather new school. Hadn't been around all that long. Not a lot of athletic tradition. This is their first trip to the state finals. And before you start to think that's an advantage, it's Glenelg's first trip, too.
It is, both of them first time. And Glenelg would have made it years ago, but we didn't have a state playoff back then.
Right.
A guy named Dooney Waldron was down at St. John's for years in D.C. and had a great coaching career
Schlee out of his own end zone. They were pushing and shoving. Oakdale's going to want a flag there, but there is no flag. And that's going to bring up 4th down. You know what? The way this possession, Geico great coverage, the way this possession has gone, I don't think Oakdale's going to be too upset to have to punt it away.
I don't think so either. I think right now they're just trying to fill everything out. I think they see some things that they can get done if they have better field position. Look, you start at the first 2 plays here, and you get 2 penalties.
Right.
That never bodes well for your offense.
And that guy right there, they just showed him, Eric Gruber. He's the one that broke up the pass. He's also deep to get this punt.
He's a very good athlete. He will not let the ball hit the ground. He's going to return it for all. And they spend a lot of time on special teams.
The punt is up, and it's a good one.
Catch it,
Fair catch right at the 47-yard line, and that is where Glenelg will go to work. They already lead at 7-0. We'll be right back with more in the state 2A championship right after this.
Right now, all fries at Wendy's are just $1. That's a huge deal on any size of Wendy's natural cut sea salted goodness. But a deal this good won't last long. So get your dollar fries at Wendy's before they're gone.
As an athlete, I played through injuries with the help of an expert medical team. Today, my team is the LifeBridge Health Sports Medicine Institute. Dr. Craig Bennett is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon, and Dr. Kevin Crutchfield is an expert on concussions and traumatic brain injury. Together, they provide a full spectrum of care for athletes of all ages and abilities. When you need help, choose my team, the LifeBridge Health Sports Medicine Institute, covering all your bases head to toe. To schedule an appointment, call 410-601-PLAY.
Listen up. I'm going to tell you how to be successful. Never overpromise, always deliver, and make sure you look good. That's why successful businesses rely on PVI office furniture. We always deliver, and you'll always look good. I'm Mark Hill, president of PVI Office Furniture. Fast, excellent, affordable. Business grows with PVI.
Once I started looking for car insurance, it was a no-brainer. I switched to Geico and saved hundreds. That's a win. But it's not the only reason I switched. The Geico app makes it easy to manage my policy. I can pay my bill, add a new driver, or even file a claim. Woo! Hey now, that's a win-win.
Thank you.
Switch to Geico. It's a win-win.
Gotta step up.
And we're back. 9:07 to play in the first quarter. Really just underway in this game. We've seen a lot of action, though. And Glenelg leads at 7-0, and they just gotten the football back after the punt. They will begin work here at the 38-yard line. Keep an eye on their quarterback. He went 70+. And there he's going to keep it right there, Tyler Reif, and he's going to get out to the 40-yard line. Let's call that a gain of 2. So they've proven they can tackle him now.
Well, Tyler Reif can run and he can throw. He's 22 for 44 for 440. That doesn't seem like a lot, but he threw those 440 when you really needed them. You know what I mean? Coach Schaefer pulls his team at half the game as far as the quarterback, protects him, does the good stuff. Tyler, 50% completions this year.
Glenelg in the dark, known as the Gladiators. Oakdale, the Bears. They're both undefeated, as we mentioned. Intercepted. He floated that one a little bit too high, and that's going to be pulled down at about the 32-yard line. And there's the guy that did it right there. Blake Baxter, and Oakdale is back in business.
You have to be confident when you're sitting back in that pocket and you're making passes in the middle of the field. That time, you had a defender open, but the ball a little bit overthrown. And when you overthrow somebody in that area of the field, there's always a safety back there waiting to take advantage of the situation.
Well, you never know. I just got a text, Alabama 28, Georgia 28.
Watch what happens now. I'm just saying.
The Bears rolling over in his grave. Glenelg playing tough up front.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, it's going to be a short gain, if any.
That's what you want to do, is stop him on the ground and force Colin to throw the ball, you know? That way you at least got a sense of not having to cover two domains at the same time.
Yeah, you mentioned that Alabama-Georgia matchup. The interesting thing there, Kirby Smart, the Georgia coach, was on Saban's staff.
Yes, he was. And the place is Saban's staff. He was on staffs he was on.
If Kirby pulls this out, this will be the first assistant coach to ever beat Nick Saban.
Is that right? Look at this. Look at this. He's gone again. Oh, my goodness.
Oh! That's why he's dangerous.
That is 67 yards for the touchdown. 67-yard touchdown for Colin Schlee.
He covered some territory when he broke, didn't he?
Wow.
He's got great stride length, great stride frequency. That's what you want in a quarterback.
That was impressive.
Kent State is really going to get a great player.
Here's the replay, Geico replay. Watch this. And as Doug mentioned, watch the long strides once he gets going. That's just an athlete right there.
He turns the jet zone right there at the corner. Look.
Yeah, because he's outrunning Wanda, who can run.
This is going to be a shootout right here.
Whoever has
these
the ball
athletes,
last.
these are tremendous athletes on the field that we're seeing tonight who have tremendous speed and have big playability.
Number one, Justin Ritter for the extra point.
They missed the extra point.
Oh, that could be a key.
They just missed the extra point. So that makes it 7-6. Glenelg still with a slim lead.
Bruce, I think the uprights have...
Once I started looking for car insurance, it was a no-brainer. I switched to Geico and saved hundreds. That's a win. But it's not the only reason I switched. The Geico app makes it easy to manage my policy. I can pay my bill, add a new driver, or even file a claim. Woo! Hey now, that's a win-win.
Thank you.
Switch to Geico. It's a win-win.
And there's the Glenelg sideline. They're trying to figure out how they gave up such a long touchdown to Oakdale. But right now, they still lead the game 7-6. Let's take one more look at this touchdown, guys. Colin Schlee, this is impressive.
He got locked up on him. Yep.
Very impressive to be. I mean, this kid is 6'4", and has tremendous athletic ability. You've seen his poise in the pocket throwing the ball, and now we see the athletic ability in running the ball and making a big play in space. I mean, Bruce, I love this back and forth. I love offense. You know, I like when they go back and forth. I like when these kids put effort out there and go out there and execute their plays correctly. So great job by Oakdale responding, especially after that turnover.
I'm glad you like it because the 96 Ravens that you played on, there were a lot of 41-38 games. So
we were just on the wrong side of it.
About 12 times, as I recall.
Oh, man, I'll say that was probably one of the best years I had in football.
Oh, yeah.
On a 4-12 team.
Yeah. And then they started drafting defense, and the rest is history.
The rest is history after that.
And that's in the end zone. That will come out for a first down at the 20-yard line. Somebody was talking to me about that 2000 Super Bowl team not long ago, about how good that defense was. I'll tell you what it was. During a World Series, Boston's out there playing great defense, and one of the commentators says Boston's outfield reminds me of the 2000 Ravens.
Those guys are rough. Look, you saw the beginning of those kids when they came out. When I say kids, I mean, look, Ray Lewis coming in, Jamie Sharper, Peter Borware, you draft a Chris McAllister, you bring in a Hall of Famer in Rob Wilson, and you have the ingredients.
Six Hall of Famers.
Devastating.
Six
devastating
Hall of Famers on that defense.
Excellent defense.
I'm 6 number ones, I mean.
Yeah.
Easy to be pretty good.
Got that blitz. They got that blitz.
Yeah, he didn't go anywhere that time. And that is the big-time running back, Wande Owens, but they read that one, dropping for a big loss. See, Wally and I get into the 96 Ravens, and we just missed the whole. Let's go right again. Geico, great coverage. There's Owens. And coming up and making the play there for Oakdale, that was Ethan Martin.
Well, this is the game plan here. You have to stop Wande Owens in order for you to have a chance out here today. So the game plan is to keep that run defense, keep that run offense at bay. Force them into throwing the ball. Oakdale
got double tights and traded it. Oh my. That was a tough one. They caught old Michael Daugherty on the move, I think. They don't want to do that.
So Glenelg on offense, 2nd and 12. We've been told that the G is silent. That's what I just showed you to read. Glenelg.
Okay.
Glenelg.
Yeah. It's Glenelg.
See, Doug, Mr. Howard County, should have been on that.
Right. Let us know what's going on a little bit.
Yeah, I've heard it pronounced a lot of ways. But they really have. They used to just be a big old country school. I mean, the kids were all farmers, throwing hay bales, all big, tough, rough guys. And you look out here, and now that it's developed into subdivisions and all that stuff, you don't see that great big old kid. They got 3 linemen playing in the NFL. I'm not sure they're still playing, but they were in it. So, it's a little bit different looking Glenelg team size-wise. But the thing about these kids is they play so well together. Now, they're up against a very good team, but while you like line play, watch these kids get off the ball, but they don't have any bruisers. You're not looking at Oakdale, they get off the ball well.
Good. I like to see a surge. Size in high school is not as formidable as it goes in college. So here you got to have low bat level and a surge.
They're just trying to get an advantage to the field. And they got it, and they got the block, and he's
Owens trying to get around the end, and he doesn't get past. Stepped up and made the play right in front of his own bench, and that was, let's make it right, Wyatt McCoy made the big defensive play. That's going to bring up 3rd down and about 7. Glenelg having trouble getting out of their own territory.
They need a little break here for sure, and I think you'll see Butch do a little play action or something like that. Maybe I don't think he'll hit Wandy on the screen, but he's got a number of kids that can catch and run. He's got Kyle Dry, he's got Tristan Brovello. They're all good. They've got Soccer Gruber, Owens, and the linebacker Sam Al-Shamir, 34.
3rd down. We are in the first quarter. Glenelg leads at 7-6, and Glenelg has the ball. Looking for a place to go, no place to go.
Yeah, they didn't buy that one.
The pursuit, and look at that, the big hit and the good camera work for Oakdale. Getting in there and making that play was, again, Wyatt McCoy. We're calling his name a lot lately.
He had 3 touchdowns this year rushing.
Tyler Reif running off the field there. Glenelg went nowhere on that possession.
Yeah. Early on here, Coach, I see something kind of brewing here. in these big games, these state championship games we've seen so far, every team has taken the other team out of his comfort zone to a certain extent.
Yes.
So if we're going to run Wanda, who has 2,400 yards rushing this year, if you're going to bruise the ball and have Wanda Owens running, take him away and make him throw the ball.
Learned to punt this year. Wanda just ripped one off for 38 yards, just one-handed drop.
Went out of bounds at the, boy, where are they marking that? At the 45-yard line. 7-6, Glenelg over Oakdale. We'll be back with more of the state 2A final right after this.
Toyota-thon's on. Look at all those Toyotas.
Bet you could get a great deal in there. Yeah, we should go check it out.
Impressive.
Sometimes you just have to snap them out of it a little bit.
Right now, get a special sales event 1,000 cash back from Toyota on a Tacoma or an off-road ready 4Runner. Or pick a sporty RAV4 and get up to 3,000 cash back.
'Tis the season. Toyota-thon is on.
Toyota, let's go places.
We're back in Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. Bruce Cunningham, Wally Williams, Coach Doug Duval, Mike Popovic, bringing you this 2A state final, the last of 4 state championship telecasts. And they're about to set the ball back down. And Oakdale.
You know, I was making this point before the break here. I see something that could potentially be a problem. Okay, if Glenelg doesn't find a way to throw the ball, okay, because they're not going to let Wanda Owens run up and down the field. It's just not going to happen. So playmakers will have to show up in other areas, especially if this offense gets on the field right now. It's supposed to have a touchdown.
Looking to turn the corner, and he does.
Oh, look at that tackle.
Good gracious.
Hello.
That was Simeon Sabut, and he was laid out. I want to say that was Will Jordan that made that hit. But let's watch the replay. The Geico great coverage and figure it out. Again, this is Sabut.
This is how you say hello.
Whoa. Somebody get
I'm
the
here
phone.
today.
All right, full credit. That is Will Jordan of Glenelg.
Show how my nice little 22 jersey looks on me today. Remember that number?
Again, showing the, oh boy. Wow.
Was that number? Yeah, number.
He threw
20,
that
right?
from down around his thighs.
60 yards.
He can launch it.
60 yards.
There he is right there, Colin Schlee. He's the breakout star of this game thus far.
The kid Eric Gruber, number 20, is a 4-year starter for him, and Tyler Reef started for him for 3 years. I've seen these guys. Seems like they were just little kids when I started seeing them play.
2 first-time participants in the state championship game, which is kind of refreshing. You like to see a little churn that way.
You like to see that. You know, we've seen teams that have been here.
Well, they beat the Masters.
5 straight years.
They
it's
beat
a
the
great,
Masters.
refreshing opportunity to see 2 teams competing for the first time.
Right.
Has them over the middle of the field.
Badly overthrew the receiver. That could have been a mix-up right there. That was intended for Noah Miller, but didn't even come close.
Yeah, you had 2 receivers in the same spot. They kind of looking at each other, trying to figure out they had the right distance there. But you did have somebody running a post in the middle of the field that was wide open.
Let's go down the sidelines. Mike Popovic. Mike, from what I see up here, it's looking like a standoff right now. How about you?
Absolutely. I'm just amazed at the way he could throw the football. I wasn't able to throw the football quite that far back in my day. He's definitely a Division I prospect. As we know, he's going to Kent State, but he's been off in a couple of these. Glenelg's gotten some good pressure on these passing plays so far against Oakdale.
Go ahead.
They do a great job on return, so it could be they got to be a little bit careful. The snap wasn't that good. The punt's high.
They didn't even rush the punt.
He's got a fair catch going.
At the 5.
Right at the 5. They do.
We'll take a break right now. Glenelg leads Oakdale 7-6 in the state 2A championship game. We'll be back with more right after this.
Man owns water. Hydro engineers have built big, tough systems to contain her strength. It might cover 71% of Earth, but man has ultimately won the battle.
Mr. Rooter Plumbing, sink, shower, and toilet emergency drain services. Because water is too powerful to fight alone.
Hey, if you love high school football, you will love All-American, the new hit drama on the CW, based on the real-life story of former NFL player Spencer Paysinger, All-American is a story about an underprivileged kid thrust into an opportunity to be a star at Beverly Hills High School. Watch All-American Wednesdays at 9 on the CW Baltimore. And All-American comes with an endorsement from our own Wally Williams.
You know, the twistedness. Should I give away the twist? No?
Get as close as you can without maybe dunking it.
Let's see.
I'll give it away. It's all right.
I can give it away?
Yeah. Pete, can you give it away?
I give the...
Yeah,
I give it away?
He's a promotions guy. Go ahead.
Well, you know, Tay Diggs is the football coach.
Right.
And he's coaching this young man who doesn't know that Tay Diggs is his father.
Oh,
boy. Well, here's a tough one coming off the 5-yard line against a good defense. And let's see old Wandy's working the outside.
To the right guy.
There
Look at this.
he goes.
Look at this. Room to run. He's going to cross the 25. They're going to mark him down at about the 27-yard line. That's a gain of 22. That's some easy math to do and a first down. Glenelg.
Stopping Wandy Owens is always going to be the task here. But look at this speed, Coach. Once he gets to the outside and gets upfield, gets as many yards as he can, comes in bounds, stays in bounds. You see a lot of running backs these days go out of bounds to save themselves, but to be physical and stay in bounds, get as much yards as you can. Great physical run by Wandy Owens.
Hey, what's the old saying? Speed kills. There you go.
There you go.
There's Owens again.
He'll bull you, too.
Owens met immediately by Mario Goings and maybe picked up a yard if he's lucky. That'll bring up second and long.
As the old saying goes, you can't coach 4-1.
You can't coach.
You can't coach 4-1 or 6-9.
You know, you talk about Yale. They came down here 2 years ago and took a quarterback out of John Carroll up in Harford County, Kurt Rollins, and he went up and beat Harvard the first year. That's a big deal, Harvard-Yale game. As a freshman, he beat him. This year, he broke his leg late in his season in the Penn game, but they've done a good job recruiting the Maryland area. Coach Stevens.
Second and long.
Look at that.
He's going to tuck it in. He's going to cross the 30 and go out of bounds at about the 37. That's going to be short of the first down. That's going to bring up third, and let's call it about 3.
These are some of the challenges, I think, that we're going to see as this game goes. Trying to get this passing game going here. Got to do something to keep this Oakdale defense somewhat at bay. I think they have to work with their passing game to try to have some success in that area as well.
The interesting thing is I'm looking down at Oakdale, particularly the secondary. They all seem to be about the same size, and they're all swarming. It seems like there's like 5 or 6 of the same player out there.
Yeah.
And that player's pretty good.
Yes, he is.
There's Owens again. Owens with a lane. Went right through the first tackler. He's going to cross the 40, and that's going to be a first down with room to spare. First down, Glenelg. That Owens is impressive. Watch him run over the first tackler. Right?
You're right about that, Coach. Look at, he's going to put his shoulder down. Wow. When he can throw a dead leg, a little fake there and get out of that, he's going to lower his shoulder and try to get upfield and try to run over the defender.
That Noah Miller of Oakdale, he's not going to like watching that play.
No, he's not going to like that.
Yeah, it was just a little tap.
First down, 40-yard line. Here comes Glenelg, and it's Owens.
Wandy's got that.
And we got a flag. Owens crosses half the midcourt or midfield stripe, and he gets down about the 47. But let's see what this flag's about. When it's thrown back there, you can usually
be a 35-yard change.
That is a hold on Glenelg. That was the preliminary.
Yeah. Yeah. Instead of being on the 52, you're going to be on the 20 and 30.
Now, we haven't had a lot of penalties in this game yet. We saw a lot in the first game. But we would like to think that we're not going to start seeing a lot of them, but that one right there hurts Glenelg. It takes you all the way back to the 30-yard line, and now you're looking at first down at 20.
The penalties have just been drive kickers, and that's been consistently in every game we've called so far. Those penalties in the state championship games prove to be detrimental.
Well, they do some stuff. They got some different people can run the ball.
Look at this. Look at this.
Yes, sir.
This is Kyle Dry, and Dry gets out to the original line of scrimmage around the 40-yard line. Nice run for the little fella.
He's got some speed now, and he scored 5 touchdowns, 43 carries, 300 yards. It's a little change-up look. The nice thing, too, especially because Oakdale, here they can hide Wandy in there at a tight end or something, flip him something out there, a screen or whatever. He give a little break.
He can't weigh more than 140 pounds.
He can't weigh.
He's
130.
Yeah.
Wow.
Look, his game.
Heart, man. He hit the,
Hey, he's in a state championship game.
His game pants are baggy.
Now look, there come weak side with this, but it's really powered side for him. What's called timeout?
Yeah.
He had a
Timeout.
Yeah.
Timeout, Glenelg, and they lead the game 7-6. This is the 2A state championship. We're back with more from Annapolis right after this.
Listen up. I'm going to tell you how to be successful. Never overpromise, always deliver, and make sure you look good. That's why successful businesses rely on PVI office furniture. We always deliver, and you'll always look good. I'm Mark Hill, president of PVI Office Furniture. Fast, excellent, affordable. Business grows with PVI.
Owns water. Hydro engineers have built big, tough systems to contain her strength. It might cover 71% of Earth, but man has ultimately won the battle.
Mr. Rooter Plumbing, sink, shower, and toilet emergency drain services. Because water is too powerful to fight alone.
And we're back at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium.
That guy.
Oh, yeah.
Tom Nugent.
There's an old school formation.
Yes, sir.
Right there.
Pat Dye.
Pat Dye at Auburn.
When he had Tommy Agee and Bo Jackson and James Brooks, yeah.
Bo Jackson was the last guy back.
Yeah.
Gives you a lead right away. Look
There
at
he
that.
is again. There he is again. Kyle Dry, the little fella. This is pretty remarkable. Mike Popovic, you're down on the sidelines. He's just a little squirt, and man, he's making them pay, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. But you guys talk about that old school formation there, dominating the line of scrimmage, getting that push forward there. But they've got 3 guys that can run it, quarterback and 2 running backs. That stresses the defense.
You know, Doug, I've always found that the smallest guys usually are the best athletes because they have to be, right?
Yeah, and you got a kid, Kristen Borello, who hasn't carried it yet. Number 2 can really carry it. This is great coaching by Bruce. Foot Schaefer.
They're staying in that power eye.
Yep, getting that perimeter.
And there he is again.
Yep.
Kyle Dry suddenly becoming everybody's favorite player.
I mean, from up here, he looks like he used to play for the Hampstead Raiders. Yeah. I mean, really, he really looks like a recreational player out there, but tough as nails and run in the middle in the teeth of that Oakdale defense.
I saw him play for the Warhawks. You're out in Howard County, Western Regional Warhawks. He's all game. Oh, my gosh. There we go.
We just got a final from Atlanta. Alabama came back and won it 35-28.
What did they make the big bucks?
SEC championship.
Glenelg can't have these penalties, though. It's going to, sooner or later, it's going to come up and bite them. They've got to maintain control of the ball. They've got to move the ball. They've got a good drive going. They started on the 5-yard line. They're burning up the clock, which is what they want to do. Nice formation change. They can run to power now. Oakdale has not adjusted. They caught him in the blitz, and
There's
he's
Owens.
through and gone.
Owens has room to run. He crosses midfield.
They're making up some big chunks of yardage here.
Gets up to the 49-yard line. That's going to bring him within the original 10 yards. It's going to bring up second, and let's call it 9.
They work off the 5-yard line to compensate for 2 15-yard penalties. They're doing good stuff here. Plus, they're eating up that clock. You want to keep Colin Schleed standing on the sideline.
I mean, Coach, when you're so run heavy and you see that kind of formation coming out, you think your defense will have to make some type of adjustment?
Well, he's betting. He's betting. They're not, and they're not.
And they're not. They're not making any kind of
So
adjustment.
they clock down, kick out, got a lead back. He's got the sideline. Yep.
Owens gets around the sideline. He is not going to be close to a first down, but they're a lot closer than they were. That's going to bring up third.
I think he's about third and about 4.
It
but
looks
knowing
like it,
Butch,
yeah.
Butch is in 2-down situation here. He is not going to punt that ball away. I'd be very surprised. You know, the worst possible case, you'll see a quick kick, fake punt. He is not going to put that ball back in their hands.
Time is running out here in the first quarter. It's been a quick one. We're down to about the 30-second mark. And you get the feeling that Glenelg is going to snap this one, and then they're going to change ends.
Oakdale has stayed in base defense and has not made any adjustments to these run formations that Glenelg came out and showed. I think they need to slide their line, especially when they'll run heavy to one side of the field.
Well, here's what happens. As soon as they do that, then they're going to come back with naked on the backside, little square out to the outside or skinny post out of the lead back. They're betting that they can make them adjust, and as soon as they adjust, they come back and put the dagger in their heart.
Well, Owens picked up the first down on that carry. All right, the seconds are winding down at the end of the first quarter. Glenelg leads Oakdale 7-6. We will be back with the.
As an athlete, I played through injuries with the help of an expert medical team. Today, my team is the LifeBridge Health Sports Medicine Institute. Dr. Craig Bennett is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon, and Dr. Kevin Crutchfield is an expert on concussions and traumatic brain injury. Together, they provide a full spectrum of care for athletes of all ages and abilities. When you need help, choose my team, the LifeBridge Health Sports Medicine Institute, covering all your bases head to toe. To schedule an appointment, call 410-601-PLAY.
Injured in a car wreck?
Here's what you need to know.
Call the Car Wreck Pros from the start.
You heard right.
Call the heavy hitters. 800-LAW-6162.
We're attorneys Gilman and Bedignan.
Helping you is what we do.
1-800-LAW-6162.
That'll be $15.42. I just need your favorite color, your ring size, your dental records, the name of your first crush.
Tired of being asked for too much information? At Credit One Bank, we keep it simple. Just enter your name and last 4 digits of your social security number to see if a platinum credit card offer is waiting for you. With credit lines perfect for every day, you earn 1% cashback rewards on eligible purchases. Visit GoCreditOne.com or text FIND OFFER to 99000.
Toyotathon's on. Look at all those Toyotas.
Bet you could get a great deal in there. Yeah, we should go check it out.
Impressive.
Sometimes you just have to snap them out of it a little bit.
Now get 1,000 cash back from Toyota on a Camry. Up to $1,500 on a sporty Corolla. Or get 2,000 cash back on a Highlander that seats up to 8.
'Tis the season. Toyotathon is on.
Toyota, let's go places.
We're back at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. The second quarter about to begin in the state 2A championship game between Oakdale in the white and Glenelg in the black uniforms. Glenelg leads it 7-6, and there's a handoff to Owens again. Owens is the bell cow. He's going to cross the 35, still on his feet. Look at this.
That's impressive.
Going to be run out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. That'll be a first down.
Great effort on 11 kids from Glenelg. Backside guys getting downfield, quarterback carrying out the thick. It's very, very impressive.
Again, both of these teams undefeated, and it's the first appearance in a state championship game for both of these teams. Pretty unique situation if you add those two together.
You got Otto Tarwick on that line of scrimmage, 53. He's done a really good job for him all year long. They're changing that formation. They're getting now. Watch them come back weak side, Wally.
From the 31, here they come. Here's Owens.
That's the adjustment, Coach, we were talking about, right? That they did make a little adjustment there. Yeah. And that's all you need, Bruce. We're not talking about changing your defense.
Right.
But you have to slide over. Give me about 2 feet over here when they run that power formation to one side. It's a strong play, and you got to get guys over there to make the play a little bit easier.
Chris Desmond and Mario Goings made the tackle on that play. So that's a loss of a yard, 2nd and 11.
Well, the 3 D-backs for him, Martin Goings and Reefer for Oakdale, all 3 really good players, very mobile. There's a little counter. That's what they were looking at.
Owens again, they trip him up, and there's a flag.
I think they're going to call. Oh, now there you go. Talking a little bit, aren't they? I thought it was defensive holding. I thought he yanked him down.
I don't like your jerseys. I like ours. It's a little conversation out there.
That was the second part of that. The first thing, he got yoked by that defensive player.
So it's a holding penalty on Glenelg, and they're going to pace it off. And that's going to be a whole lot of real estate.
Can we see that on the replay?
Here's the replay.
Watch this. He wrestled him to the ground defensively. He didn't hold it. Can you not throw the flag on that guy?
That is Mario Goings for Oakdale.
I just thought it was a physical play.
Oh, I love that kind of
kids
play.
are just being physical out there, Bruce. Flags.
Hey. Here we go.
Screen. He knocked him off his feet.
Oh, through the hands. That was set up pretty well, though. That was Drew Saka that it was intended for, and it fell incomplete. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 25.
You know, I'm telling you, these penalties have just been drive killers. You know, I've seen maybe one play so far where a team has had a penalty and actually come back with a big play, but these teams are just too good, Bruce, to give them opportunities like that. When you move yourself back and make a mistake, the defense capitalizes on it.
The only
gets the ball
good
back.
thing about this, Wally,
They have the 1-point lead. There's the handoff to Owens. Looks to turn the corner, and there's just way too many white jerseys. However, he fell forward about 5 yards, and that's going to get it down to about the 35. You know, the one thing about this, and Mike, I want you to comment on this too, these teams seem to be pretty evenly matched. In the other 3 games we've done, by this point of the game, we usually knew who the better team was. But right now, Mike, I'm at a loss. How about you?
Yeah, well, you saw that a little bit in last night's game as well, but you're spot on concerning this. And, you know, I tell you, we take a look again at contrasting styles with the team that can throw the football and another that's pretty much ground dependent. But we've seen in all these games, though, guys, that after the first team scored, the other team has answered the bell.
We shouldn't be surprised by this, Doug, with 2 undefeated teams meeting in a championship game, that there is no one team that looks that much better than the other.
well, we've been fortunate, too, that you get to watch a run-dominated team versus a pass-dominated team. We got to watch it through the whole playoffs, which is really sort of neat. I think Glenelg would be a little bit more in the driver's seat had they not keep shooting themselves in the foot, much like Douglas would have been.
Yeah. So that's going to bring up 4th down.
This will be interesting, Bruce.
And 19, the ball sitting on a 40-yard line, and they are in punt formation.
Well, I'm just going to see if he can hang that thing on about the 1 or 2. You got it. Sometimes you try and compensate.
It went straight in the air.
Yeah.
And it might take a little bounce for him. But you try and do that, you know, and then you go back and look and go.
We'll be back with more of the State 2A Championship right after this. Stick around.
The Be More Healthy Expo, the must-go, must-see, must-be-there event in Maryland. Showcase your business and reach more than 30,000 on-site and hundreds of thousands on-air and online. If you have a product, service, or message and want to reach today's active consumer, reserve your space today. Visit BeMoreHealthyExpo.com to become an exhibitor or call 410-662-1443. The Be More Healthy Expo, March 16th at the Baltimore Convention Center.
We're back at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium, the State 2A Championship game between Oakdale in the white and Glenelg in the black uniforms. It's 7-6 Gladiators, and that's where we stand here in the second quarter. State 2A Championship.
You almost think Wande's sitting back there as the punter. You just let him take a couple steps like you're going to take off for the sideline.
It reminds me of when the Ravens had Cordell Stewart and the punter went down and he goes into punt and he ends up AFC Special Teams Player of the Week.
Was that against us?
No, he was playing for the Ravens at the
playing
time.
for the Ravens.
Remember?
Okay.
There's the throw. Nice throw.
Pretty impressive.
That was thrown where nobody else could possibly catch that, that's for sure. And you really have to be impressed. And we don't want to sound like a broken record, but man, this Colin Schlee is the truth at quarterback back there.
Well, they've got Simon Cerruti, too, who's rushed for 13 touchdowns and 1,000 yards. So if the game's not working, he can really get it done.
Another thing I noticed about Oakdale, and I'll tell you after this play, and it's kind of interesting, from the 30-yard line, here's Schlee looking for a place to throw.
He's throwing. My gosh, look at that.
At the 45-yard line.
They have done that all year long. They have done that.
That is Camden
so
Renahan. Stepping in front of that. And Glenelg is in business.
You know, when that ball came out of his hand, I thought that was was going to be a nice reception going down the sideline, but Glenelg comes out and makes a play. Great job of reacting.
They have 2 cornerbacks. Each of them have 7 interceptions.
He just jumped up and got that thing.
He just came out of nowhere with that.
Wow.
Seven interceptions.
Camden Renahan.
Renahan has them and Cleary has them. 7 for each one of them.
So what does this do? This sets up Glenelg way inside Oakdale territory at the 39-yard line. We made this point the last couple nights, guys. Football 101, turn turnovers into points. And that's what Glenelg's looking to do. But look at that
They
defense.
missed that blitz. He was not even looking at that kid. But they got 3 good corners.
That's Luke Carey coming in on the blitz to make that tackle. And that's going to knock Glenelg back about 5 yards.
You know, one word that we probably have not used in the state playoffs a lot is momentum.
Right.
Because when a team has it, they don't keep it long. Okay? You make a big play here, and that's that resiliency we talk about.
That's that little strong
Everybody
safety.
responds. Oh, yeah.
Strong safety blitz. Bring one more guy and they can block.
They can't line up. Oakdale's having trouble lining up. Okay, they got it done in time, but look at this. They're trying to take advantage. He could read it too and just throws it away. And that'll bring up 3rd down. Guys, one thing I noticed with Oakdale, every player on the field has the Tom Maddie style wristband. Offensive linemen, everybody, receivers. That's interesting to me. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Well, you
With
signal
the
it
plays
by
on it.
numbers. It's all numbered, and you can go hurry up offense with it. They call their defenses the same way.
But I mean,
It's called
I've
number 5.
I've seen quarterbacks wear them. I don't think I've ever seen a whole team out there with a whole
Well,
team.
you never get their attention. If they huddle up, you're wasting time this way. He just signals in number 5. They look at 5, they know they're playing
That makes sense.
Tampa 2, whatever.
That makes sense.
They know when the blitzes are.
Owens, nowhere to go. Just swarmed under.
That was a big stand for
by that
Oakdale.
Oakdale defense. And there he is leading the charge for Oakdale. That was Ethan Reefer. And that's a big stop.
Ethan's having a big game today. He's a junior.
Here's the Geico, great coverage. And again, no chance whatsoever.
I still believe I'm going to keep beating this entire game. That they're going to have to throw the ball and find a consistent receiver, okay, to open up this Oakdale.
Well, they've got 2.
They have to get the ball
they've got 2 guys.
They have to try to throw that ball a little bit better than what they're doing right now.
Well, right now, this game is taking place between the 20s.
Boy, Wanda's got a leg on him, doesn't he?
He does. And it goes into the end zone, and they will bring it out to the 20, and that's where they'll go to work. 7-6, Glenelg over Oakdale. We're back with more of the State 2A Championship game.
You're my lawyer, so what can we do? It was an accident. Then the other guy's insurance company calls and says, we don't need to hire lawyers. We can work it out ourselves. That's when I called you.
If you get in an accident, call Levineless, Tolsman, and Hamilton. We've been helping Marylanders for over 30 years. There are no upfront fees or costs. We get paid when you get paid.
The other guy's insurance company is on the other line. I'll tell them to talk to my lawyer.
Call Levineless, Tolsman, and Hamilton. You don't have to be rich to have a family lawyer.
We're back, and there was a penalty flag thrown just before we went. We did not see it. Here's the call right here from Ken Johnson, the head referee. Trying to get away from, there it is. Oakdale blocking below the weight. Bob, our booth official, is that another one of those unique high school calls?
No, actually,
Okay.
actually in high school you're a little more liberal here because you can block below the waist immediately at the snap, where the NCAA you cannot on a kick.
Okay.
So
You do that-
but here you got to do it immediately.
You do that in the pros, Wilder, you're going to get your face pushed in the mud, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Don't go after the knees,
Don't
right?
go after the knees. And look, that is a thing at a professional level where, you know, that's the respect that each player has. You out here trying to make a living,
Right.
trying to support your family. So on those plays, look, guys, let's just keep it above the waist area. We don't want to end careers out here.
And I've always heard that 75-80% of the fights you see on the field were caused by just that. Guys going after knees.
Exactly. That's what all the fights are in the pros, where guys feel like you're trying to actually end their careers and do something that they don't like. So you can see guys go at it. That's usually what the argument is about.
Owens back to punt.
He just got
The
that
snap wasn't good, and he did just get it off, and it's not taking a friendly bounce either. It's heading to the sideline. and that's going to be down at about the 43-yard line, and they're going to be loving that. Let's take a break. 7-6, Glenelg over Oakdale. We're coming right back with a 2A state championship game.
What's a gig of data? Well, it's a whole day's worth of love songs. Or 300 minutes of baby videos. A gig goes a long way. That's why Xfinity Mobile lets you pay for data 1 gig at a time. And with millions of Wi-Fi hotspots included, you'll pay even less for data. Or if you need a lot, we have unlimited too. Plus, get $200 back when you buy a new smartphone. It's simple, easy, awesome. Click, call, or visit the store today.
Okay, we're back at the State 2A Championship. We're back at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. And we had a bit of controversy there just before we went to the break. Can you explain, Bob, what has happened here?
Well, on that block blow to waste, he had an option here. On a new rule this year, you can, any foul on the kicking team, you're allowed to tack it on. Like, that was a touchback, so that been to 20, so he would have been where it's at the
ball sitting at the 43
no,
now.
We're talking about the previous
play.
play.
The previous play,
on the
yeah.
block blow to waste.
Yeah.
Right.
So that had been at the 45.
They got the ball at the 45 instead of having to re-punt and going through that whole process.
Correct.
It's at the 40.
It's just like in the NFL or collegiately, man.
Right.
You can tag those kicks on.
Man, we're glad you're up here.
Oh.
Now, let's see if they come back and they try and run the ball a little bit, or they'll let Colin try and light it up again. He has been good, but not.
Oh, look at that.
The
You
ball.
talk about hitting the hole. My gosh.
That was like a rocket.
And the ball carrier there for Oakdale was Simeon. How do you say that? Sabute. There you go. And here's the replay. Look how fast he gets up in there, Wally.
It just seems to me, Coach, I know Oakdale is down right now, and it's a very close game, but it just feels like they're getting ready to explode any play.
Well, they're very, very talented.
There's Schlee out in the flats. And that is Blake Baxter. And Baxter's going to pick up the first down, be down around the 41-yard line. Oakdale right now on a roll, guys.
Well, they've got 8 receivers who all scored touchdowns, the least of which was 2. And Sabute can be one of them, too. He can come out of the backfield. Goings, Maddie, Carey, they can all catch. Glenelg just needs to dial it up a little bit, hope for another pick.
Schlee in total command of this offense.
They're going to try and bring somebody off the edge.
There's a handoff. They go up the middle, and they're going to pick up some tough yards. Oh, down to the 35-yard line. And again, that was Sabute.
He's a workhorse for him.
He was fighting for some extra yardage there. Those legs never stop churning.
That's what they coach, right? Keep your legs moving.
That is what they coach. And Glenelg gives up quite a bit of size advantage up front. When you take a look at them on the field, they don't have any great big guys.
Right.
And Oakdale's pretty much balanced at about 220.
Sabute yet again, and he picks up the first down.
They need to have a stand, a fumble, an interception.
Mike Popovic, they're looking pretty relentless right now.
They're on a roll, and that's what they needed. As you guys talked about, they were kind of playing it between the 30s or 40s and a lot of mistakes, but they're on a roll, as you mentioned.
Well, that left guard probably about 250.
Again, Oakdale in the white, Glenelg in the black, and there's a flag. Man, they're getting a little chippy down there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Coach, you talked about the offensive linemen and their size. You made a comment earlier about Glenelg's offensive line. But look, when you play the leverage game, especially on the high school level, and have a group of individuals that play as a cohesive group, you know, these guys are very athletic. We've seen guys pulling around and getting out in screens and all these things like that. So I really think the smaller linemen probably works better in the high school game because you label those guys to get out in the perimeter and block for you.
Look at this. Look at this. A throwback to Schlee, the quarterback. We've seen him run. What a gutty call that was.
I didn't like it, Coach.
I didn't like it either.
I didn't like that call.
That baby could be 6 going the other way.
Look.
Not when you're a better team and you got the ball on the 30-yard line.
Hey, let's not be flashy here.
I said gutty. I didn't say good.
Look,
just
stay within.
Coach Stein, he's got it going. If he wants to do that, that's his ball. He can do whatever he wants with it. My heart stopped for a second. I said if he needed a break, that could have been it.
Schlee working out on the shotgun. He's got double receivers to the right, but the handoff again.
There we go.
There we go. Sabute to the 20. And they're going to knock him out at the 18-yard line. Yet another first down for Oakdale. This has been an impressive drive.
That's where I live.
There you go. Right there.
I just big signal from sorry.
That's that
Till they
Oakdale
stop it.
offense
Till
that we
they
wanna
stop
see.
it.
Oh, yeah.
They run that play 5 more times, and they're going to be striking up the band.
There's
And
the
it won't-
replay.
it won't
Nothing
be-
fancy. Just find the hole and hit it. That's the thing about Sabute, Wally, that I really appreciate. He hits that hole in a hurry.
Oh, yeah.
And he
have a
spins.
run at that. Oh, yeah.
You guys, well, I'll bring this up after this play, but you guys used to have a running back with the Ravens. They busted play there, but he's still going to try and throw.
Oh, he's open.
Found him. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Complete in the end zone to Dylan Burney. And that's a touchdown, Oakdale. Do we have a flag? Yes, do we?
They're talking.
The refs are talking on something. They're conferring about something.
Glenelg is pointing Oakdale's way. What a piece of quarterback play, though. Goodness.
What they call a lineman downfield here? They're pointing at something.
Well, I have a feeling it's not going to be a touchdown.
Well, maybe me and Jeff will go down to the park and maybe we'll get a pizza or something like that. Well, I don't know.
Who's driving tonight?
Well, I think you're looking at one of the quarterbacks for the Big 33 game this year. And you may have seen the other one last night with Asa. A pretty impressive quarterback.
Here's the call. Ineligible receiver. You called it.
Boy, that almost caught old QO last night, didn't it, on that screenplay?
It sure did. So that one's coming back, but that takes nothing away from the play of Colin Schlee. That was a broken play, and he just found that guy.
It seemed as if it was supposed to be a run or some kind of
It was a broken play, and he just found it.
That was a great.
He's playing quarterback is what he's doing.
Playing the game.
Yeah.
Great job of finding your guy.
Well, you guys know that I like to quote Bear Bryant a lot because I was around him late in his life, but he used to always say, it's important to have talent, but it's more important to know how to play a little bit. And I think we just saw that from Schlee.
Yes. And that's a
look
good
at trips and singles. Now, Glenelg's in a bind. They got 3 over 2. They're going to throw a little slip screen.
Look at that, and it worked just like you drew it up.
Yeah, you take 2 on 2, and the middle guy catches the ball.
He's going to cross the 15. That's going to be well short of the first down.
If you have somebody who can really throw the ball, that's a very difficult thing to cover. Because if you overcommit, the one guy breaks up and you're done.
And Bruce, that's a great point. You talk about Bear Bryant, and you got to learn how to play this game. So many things play a huge part of your development. Down and distance, situational football, red zone, all these things, personnel, nickel, dime, all these things like that. Every situation has a responsibility, and the more you learn, the better player you will be with this game if you play along.
That's what they said Archie Manning's dinner table is like. Nice play.
Bounces off, keeps going forward, turns that from a loss into maybe a gain of a yard. And again, that's Sabute.
Simeon Sabute.
Oakdale again from Frederick County. They're in the white. That's Glenelg from Howard County, Clarksville area, in the dark. And we're in the Toyota RAV4 red zone.
Nice flow by the linebacker.
Oh,
he got it. He got it, didn't he?
In the end zone. Intercepted.
Number 11? Who got it?
Nope, that is intercepted by Wande Owens, your guy. How about that?
I'm telling you, those guys are ball hawks. I think, I think that's their 18th interception of the year. Now, it's only the second one for Wande because they can really pick that ball off.
Owens, of course, the standout running back. He punts, and he plays defense, and you just saw him pull up an end zone interception.
That was a bad throw. Look, he had time to make the pass. He got out there, rolled out, set up his feet perfectly, then made the throw downfield. But instead of throwing to the outside and have a better chance for a receiver to have, you threw the ball to the inside. Right. And, of course, Wande Owens is sitting right there.
When you watch Glenelg come up with it, you have to just think, man, they're resilient. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There was Owens on the carry. The thing, talking about resiliency, Oakdale put together that really nice drive and ends up with an interception in the end zone. They're going to have to show some resiliency.
They are going to have to show some because right now they're a little behind the clock on the game. Now, the other thing that's important, you watch Wande Owens run the ball, that early on, he hit it like grease lightning. Now, he's not that he's slowed down. He's looking and reacting and moving and trying to find the hole rather than create it. It's not because he's tired. He's just in a different zone.
There we go.
Perimeter.
That's Eric Gruber. Gruber gets out to around the 33, and
I think he hit him going out of bounds.
He's going to be run out of bounds by Noah Miller, and there's a flag.
Holding.
Holding against Glenelg.
That's the only problem with going on the perimeter. Poor Glenelg's killing himself for it.
Penalties and turnovers so far have been drive killers. We've seen this happen. You've seen you've seen Oakdale get down, have an opportunity to score down their coach or interceptions. You see a penalty here when you're backed up on your own side of the field. Man.
Well, there's one thing. Oakdale can gobble up real estate.
Right.
You know, and Glenelg's only got one way to really gobble it up. You don't want a long way to go in a short time to get there if you're a team that loves to run.
That's
the ball.
always the dangerous part of having Oakdale have a short field right here. You get them backed up like that. But they can be very explosive to get the ball downfield.
Here's the handoff, and it's Owens. Owens tripped. Going to be brought down at about the 17-yard line. Not going to make a lot of difference here. It's still going to be third and forever.
They need a little trickeration here, Wally.
Either that or run a play and then boot the punt off the moon.
Well, either that or quick kick the ball.
Yeah, you don't ever see that.
Get some great yardage and give them a long way to go. If there was less time, that would be good. But 2:51. 2:51's the time.
That's
you know,
plenty of time.
snap that thing straight back to Wandy, kick it downfield, give them a long way to go. But I don't think they're going to do that.
The give is to Owens and nowhere.
They should have quick kicked.
Oh, yeah. That was team defense right there.
I'm counting one. That's 6 guys. 6 white jerseys.
Team defense right there. Guys are swarming to the ball right here. Look, I keep, it's just a feeling, Coach. It's just a feeling that this Oakdale team is this close away. This close.
Well,
another big play.
I tell you what, credit on that last play right there. Credit Dylan Burney. There, you just saw him there, number 21. Got in there so fast and disrupted that play.
Oh, he's been all over the field for defense so far. He's made plays. He's the leader.
He's like number 9 on their tackling chart. He's down the chart. He's lighting it up today.
You know what, though? It's a championship game, and nobody's checking the stats when they take the field tonight, right?
Yeah. We beat a Damascus team one time up at South Carroll because Maryland's field was out of play. And I had a little kid, Ben Cassell, who was a good kid, great kid, loved him to death, but not a great player, unless you talk about that game. That was a state championship game, and he was all into that.
There's a racetrack saying horses for course, right? Every horse has his day.
He was not a good player, except for that day.
Except for that day.
Unstoppable.
He had a younger brother, Nate, was a little All-American at wrestling. And but old Ben, he came up big that night.
All right, a lot of pressure on the long snapper here. You don't want to screw this one up when you're on the 2-yard line.
Plus, you got to get some serious coverage. They got 2 gunners out wide. They're breaking free.
The snap was good, but the punt is not good at all. It's going to be fielded at the 47.
He has room on the side up there.
He
has some room.
Blake Baxter, he's going to get down to the 34-yard line, and that is where Oakdale's going to go to work. Let's get in a break. We're in the second quarter of the State 2A Championship. Glenelg leads it 7-6.
Man owns water. Hydro engineers have built big, tough systems to contain her strength. It might cover 71% of Earth, but man has ultimately won the battle.
Mr. Rooter Plumbing, sink, shower, and toilet emergency drain services. Because water is too powerful to fight alone.
And we're back from Navy Marine Corps Stadium here in Annapolis, the State 2A Championship game. Bruce Cunningham, Wally Williams, Coach Doug Duvall, Mike Popovic bringing you the action as we have been every night since Thursday. This is the second game of the Saturday doubleheader. And we want to congratulate Fort Hill for winning the 1A state championship this afternoon, leading up to this game. The interesting thing, Fort Hill has been there so many times and has won so many championships, yet in 2A here, we're looking at 2 teams that have never been to the championship game before. An interesting juxtaposition, as the poets would say.
Mike Popovic, 2-minute drill. You're sitting on the 36-yard line. Quarterback's dream, right?
Oh, no doubt.
And another whistle.
Using the snap count to your advantage. A neutral zone infraction against the defense here.
I don't know. I think so, but they
No.
Oh, yeah, they called that right. That was good. Nope.
I don't know if Oakdale fans don't like
the
that
defense did not get in the neutral zone. The offense overreacted before the rest of them moved.
The Oakdale fans are sitting down in front of us, and after that call, they were all seemed to be calling blue.
Well,
blue.
They really brought a crowd with them. They could easily rival the 4A game. This is a lot of people from Oakdale, and Glenelg's got a big crowd too. They're all up under there.
Yeah.
Nice job, teams.
Nice little easy trip for Glenelg. Not so much for Oakdale, but at least it's all Interstate 70.
Oh, my.
Nice throw. He just couldn't hang on to it, and that's going to be incomplete. The intended receiver, you're looking at him right there, Ethan Reefer.
Ethan's a good player. You know what happens sometimes, though, Bruce, you got a college quarterback with high school receivers.
Yeah, yeah. You see the wristbands we were talking about.
Yeah.
They're all wearing them. And I understand the reason. Doug, you explained it great, but I've never seen an entire team wear them before.
Oh, yeah. Well, it just both sides, offense and defense. You can signal, you signal in one signal. Everybody's got it. So there's no confusion about the blitz or somebody not being able to call it.
Right. No, it makes perfect sense. It's logical.
Oh boy,
Here's
there's a quarterback draw.
And they're going to drop
I'll tell you what, go Glenelg, go. That was a great reaction because he could have got a lot of yardage out of that.
And when you look at the wristband, if you're from Baltimore, you think of one guy.
Oh yeah, Tom Maddie. It's in the Hall of Fame,
well,
isn't it?
the wristband is in the Hall of Fame. Tom is not. So, listen, our friend Scott Garso loves to introduce him as near Hall of Famer Tom Maddie.
Tom Maddie is one of the legitimately good guys.
Oh, yeah.
That's his Scott.
I've done thousands of hours on the air with him. We've traveled thousands of miles. I can tell Maddie's stories better than he can. I promise you that by now.
Hey, this is big right here. This is big. There's the minute 35 left.
Got his man in the flats, and he's going to pick up the first down and more across the 30.
I think he's short, Coach.
Oh, no, I was looking at the wrong marker. You're exactly right. That's going to bring up 4th and short.
I think they go for it here.
Oh, no question.
I think they go for it.
No question. The question is he going to run it or is he going to try and stroke it right away? For minute 35, he's going to throw some kind of short pass to get that first down. And 4 more tries to put it in the end zone. He's got plenty of time.
Mike Popovic, you're down there, right? It's pretty much in your face. That looks like 4 and 2 from up here. What's the good, safe call for Oakdale?
I do think they can run the football here because protection has not been great for the quarterbacks. I think they can do that, but spread the Glenelg defense out a little bit.
I'd put it in Simeon Sabote's hand.
They've been doing a lot of that tonight, haven't they? Mike Popovic down on the sidelines for us.
Mike, what do you think of their quarterback? What do you think, Schley?
Well, look, certainly impressive, and he's going to Kent State, but I think he's trying to force things a little bit. We've seen 2 picks today in some areas where he either hasn't gotten rid of the ball fast enough or is trying to make something happen that's not there. Look, his final game, senior year championship, I get it, but he's got to play within himself. We haven't seen that yet. We'll see on this drive he can redeem himself, and they can take all the momentum in the lead going into halftime.
Well, he needs to put the ball in the end zone, whether he does it with the running back or he throws it in himself or runs it in himself. Got a minute 35 to do it. He's got to get the first down now. So if I was Glenelg, I'd be black jerseys all over Simeon Sabote.
Crowd's on their feet, making some noise. Had a little movement on the line there, but they got back in time. Here's the pitch. And he's breaking tackles, and he's got the first down. Simeon Sabote.
Coach called it.
Well, look, when you have the availability of the pass that Oakdale has right now, it opens up everything else. And to attack the outside of the defense, like you said, that's where you get your most real estate out there in the perimeter, out there in your tackle tight end area. But the passing game is what makes that available. You got 70 seconds. I think he's going to put it in the end zone 3 times.
Schlee rolling left, looking into the end zone, lofts it through the hands of the intended receiver, Blake Baxter.
Great coverage, great coverage.
And I think that's a little bit what Mike was saying about trying to force the ball at times, Coach. I thought that was great coverage there. Wasn't there too much space to get the ball in? I think maybe make it play on your feet right there instead of throw the ball in the coverage.
And the pass defended by our guy, the 130-pound wonder, Kyle Dry. He's my favorite player tonight. He's my guy.
I'll tell you what, he ain't no backup in that guy.
No.
He's a gladiator,
well,
buddy.
we said this in the earlier game. The little guys are usually the best athletes, right? Because they have to be.
They have to be to be out here. A busted play right here.
Schlee trying to make something out of it. He's going to get across the 15. And that's going to be a gain. Let's call that 4 yards. That'll bring up 2nd and 6.
Coach Stein better think about the timeout.
Yeah, we're running out of time here in the first half.
5 seconds. They call
a little bit of confusion here in the backfield. You see him handing off here. That's the
the
is
clock
on the
is
wrong
running.
side. So
There's 34 seconds left. They better be very careful. They got time.
Yeah, they're just calling a timeout. No,
they wasted.
Glenelg called the timeout.
I wouldn't have done that.
Let's get a break in here before halftime. Glenelg leads at 7-6 in the state 2A championship game. We're coming right back.
You know when you're at Ross and you realize it's time your sister stopped borrowing your sweaters? Yeah. That's yes for less.
Stop stealing mine.
Never. The perfect sweater makes the perfect holiday gift, and it feels even better when you find it for less at Ross. Yes for less.
Listen up. I'm going to tell you how to be successful. Never overpromise, always deliver, and make sure you look good. That's why successful businesses rely on PVI office furniture. We always deliver, and you'll always look good. I'm Mark Hill, president of PVI Office Furniture. Fast, excellent, affordable. Business grows with PVI.
Final seconds of the first half, 30 to be exact. Glenelg leads at 7-6, but Oakdale is threatening down on Glenelg's end of the field. Oakdale would love to put some more points up on the board.
They've had it here the whole second quarter right in front of them. They've got 2 plays here, and they got 30 seconds. They're 36. You're going to see Schlee hit some kind of rub route, I think, from the formation, or maybe they'll give it to Simeon. Nope.
Schlee.
There it is. There's the
fake. Got him. What a catch.
That was something.
Oh, my goodness. Did we really see that just now? Holy mackerel, that was a great catch.
That was Division I.
That is Ethan Reefer. We just talked about him a minute ago. You won't see a finer catch than that.
And that was defended.
Here's the replay, Wally.
And that's the
Watch,
throw.
look at the mechanics, pump fake there.
Wow.
Into the double read. Move your defenders around a little bit. Get some space to your
That was impressive.
That was a great job. We talked about the poise of the quarterback position here so far in this tournament. And look, tell me that camp again, Coach. Tell me that quarterback camp again.
Special quarterback camp, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, quarterbacks out there, you better get with these guys, okay? Nice little plug for you right there.
Follow the crowd, right?
Follow the crowd.
The extra point is up, and it is good. And Oakdale takes a 13-7 lead over Glenelg late in the second quarter here in the state 2A championship. We have seen a lot of drives from Oakdale, but not a lot of points, but they finally put the cap on one right there.
That was the time to do it, too.
Mike Popo.
Once I started looking for car insurance, it was a no-brainer. I switched to Geico and saved hundreds. That's a win. But it's not the only reason I switched. The Geico app makes it easy to manage my policy. I can pay my bill, add a new driver, or even file a claim. Woo! Hey now, that's a win-win.
Thank you.
Switch to Geico. It's a win-win.
There you go, 25 seconds to go. Impressive drive, impressive catch, and Oakdale jumps out in front. Mike Popovic, as a former quarterback, you've got to love guys that can really catch the ball. That was as good a catch as I think I've ever seen.
Probably the best catch I've seen at least this year, maybe in the last 5 years in covering these playoffs, guys. No doubt about that. And, they just got solo coverage here. It seemed like it was a little crowded when they had 2s and 3s over here. They got the one-on-one, beautiful stop and going. Unbelievable catch, but a great throw as well.
But can anyone appreciate a catch like that more than a quarterback?
No.
I didn't think so. Mike being nice and succinct down there. No.
Oh.
For those of you that don't know it, Mike Popovic, if you recognize the voice, he does the pregame for Maryland football and the halftime and all of that, and a very recognizable voice. Also played quarterback at Calvert Hall back in the day and actually quarterbacked the Turkey Bowl.
And he was a very good quarterback.
Doug would know. You guys played him, right?
We did.
Not a lot of great quarterbacks become disc jockeys. I don't know what it is.
You have to diversify that portfolio there.
I'm going to let that roll out, and that was very wise.
Yeah.
That was Kyle Dry, because you're going to pick yourself a whole bunch of yards and have better field position. But we're running out of time in the first half. So whatever they're going to want to do, they're going to have to do it fast.
Got 25 seconds. Well, it's
Okay,
out of bounds.
yeah.
So 45. But they've got 25 seconds, and you have to say to yourself,
You can snap it 4 times in 25 seconds,
you
right?
can snap it 4 times. You got all kind of little trickeration stuff, and I'm sure Coach Schaefer has practiced it. I don't think you're going to see the universal lateral, but you're going to see some. You're going to see some different stuff.
Yes.
This would be one of those.
Yeah, they're backing them up.
This would be one of those pass across the field. This kid's a good kicker, but he's not an end zone kicker from this yard line.
Well, actually, if you're Glenelg, you probably want one in the end zone because then you're not using any time on
Unless
the return,
you're going
right?
to have some sort of thing you think might break it loose.
Right.
You know, I don't know, starburst return, ambush return, any number of returns that are not normal.
No
That's what they were
surprise
planning
there.
on them doing.
Yeah, going to be picked
Turn
up
around,
at the 16. I hadn't had
Oh.
it yet.
That's what they wanted.
Sometimes that's what happens.
No
That's all right.
place to go.
They're
Kyle
not
dry.
They just take a knee and ride it out.
Yep. Good coverage by Oakdale. Kind of a collapse there momentarily by Glenelg, and that's why we are where we are.
That's not going to hurt him.
No. Late first half. Wouldn't be surprised to see him take a knee and go on in for halftime. But I'm going to tell you something, guys. A well-played and easily watchable first half here.
We played a team. Bruce was in the take a knee formation streak. Both guys went vertical and they hit one of them. And we had to run them down from behind it wide open. Fortunately, we were faster. But after that, I said, I got to take a knee formation.
And they're going to let the clock wind down on the first half as you see it there in the upper part of your screen. And at halftime, Oakdale, out of Frederick County, is going to be leading Glenelg 13-7. And they got to be feeling pretty good about that. Because, guys, we've made the point. Oakdale, at times in the first half, appeared to be outplaying Glenelg, but they didn't have a lead to show for it. Now they do, and now it's all starting to make sense.
Well, they had the ball, it seems like, on Glenelg's side of the field the entire second quarter. But I'm glad they came out with something.
Let's go down to Mike Popovic.
Coach, it seemed like your quarterback was trying to press the issue a little bit early on, but you get that big drive and a touchdown here at the end of the first half.
Yeah, we just missed out early a little bit. Took us a minute to settle in there, see what they wanted to do defensively. I think we got a beat on it now. We should be all right.
Wande Owens had that big run, but you guys have done a really good job containing him. Talk about what he brings to the table.
Well, it's one of those things, when you have a back that good, you really can't simulate that in practice. So sometimes it takes a half a quarter or so to get used to the speed and get a feel for him. Again, just like on offense, we settled in there a little bit, and I thought we started doing a really good job on him in the second quarter.
What's the key to the second half and coming out the victor?
Well, we got to protect the ball. You know, we had 2 turnovers there. We haven't really been stopped. We stopped us, you know. So if we can protect the ball and keep putting pressure on them with our offense, let our defense play with the lead and pin their ears back a little bit, I think we'll be in good shape.
Coach, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
All right, Mike, thanks for that. We appreciate it. The Wendy's halftime report is next. Again, the score at halftime. The Bears of Oakdale High leading the Gladiators of Glenelg High 13-7. We're coming back with a Wendy's halftime report right after this.
Do you want to take charge of your income and life? At the Baltimore Beauty and Barber School, you can train for a career in cosmetology or professional barbering. Hands-on careers where you can work with people, be creative, set your own schedule, and earn a good living. You can change your life. Call the Baltimore Beauty and Barber School now at 443-969-4474. That's 443-969-4474. Or visit us online at baltimorebeautybarberschool.com.
The Be More Healthy Expo, the must-go, must-see, must-be there event in Maryland. Showcase your business and reach more than 30,000 on-site and hundreds of thousands on-air and online. If you have a product, service, or message and want to reach today's active consumer, reserve your space today. Visit BeMoreHealthyExpo.com to become an exhibitor or call 410-662-1443. The Be More Healthy Expo, March 16th at the Baltimore Convention Center.
You know when you're at Ross and you realize it's time your sister stopped borrowing your sweaters?
Yeah.
That's yes for less.
Stop stealing mine. Never.
The perfect sweater makes the perfect holiday gift, and it feels even better when you find it for less at Ross. Yes for less.
And welcome back. It's the Wendy's halftime show here in the Maryland State 2A Football Championship, where Oakdale leads 13-7 over Glenelg. Dr. Kevin Crutchfield from Lifebridge Health joining us now. And, Doctor, we know these days medicine and football has come a long way, especially when it comes to head injuries, head trauma, neck injuries as well. We had an injury in the first game here earlier today, and I'm sure medicine's just leaps and bounds ahead of where an injury like that would have been even 5-10 years ago.
Well, I think a lot of it's due to education. So we're able to recognize these injuries a lot better than we used to be able to. And also, there are a lot more athletic trainers available at the games to be able to make those rapid assessments, all in the name of safety for the kids. So we don't want the games to go away. We just want to keep them safe.
Well, and that's an area that obviously is very scary anytime anybody goes down with that, because that could be a major injury and deterring somebody from even having just everyday life functions with that. But what are some of the keys, though, when an injury like that happens to getting to that person, and what takes place there?
Well, we go out there and we immediately think about basic life support. Are they breathing, right? Airway, breathing, circulation, do that rapidly, and then talk to the player. We want to see if they're awake, whether they're unconscious, and we always worry about spine injuries when they go down and don't move. So we're rapidly assessing for spine injury as we're talking to them. We're reaching around, touching the spine. Does that hurt? Does that hurt? Can you move your arms? Can you move your legs? So we want to get on top of those things early, because the medical data says the sooner you treat them, the better the outcome. So we want to get them off the field as fast as possible to the hospital when they exist.
And you also see now a battery of tests being done to the players who suffer a potential concussion or what appears to be a concussion, that there's a protocol to go through. It's not, hey, how many fingers do you see? Okay, get back out there. It's a little bit more involved than that.
Well, there's no question. Lots of different things can be involved with a concussion, depending on the part of the brain that gets hit. So it isn't just memory, right, or vision, how many fingers am I holding up, or what day is it. Balance is a big issue. I worry most about balance because it's so grossly overlooked most of the time, and that's what the kids need to keep themselves safe. Reaction time and balance.
I remember when I was playing in high school that when we were weightlifting, though, there were some neck exercises and things we were doing. Talk about that. Is that something that's mandatory now and for football players, and making sure that their neck muscles are just as strong as the other areas, because obviously that's a big part when you get hit head-to-head.
I'm glad you brought that up. The kids have moved away from keeping their neck strong, and I think we need to move back into that and integrate those exercises back again, because the kids are more worried about how fast they can run, how high they can jump, or how much they can bench press, and they don't have the old-fashioned neck harness. You remember that thing with the rope and the weight? They need to get back to neck strengthening. Wrestling still does it, and for obvious reasons, but I think football needs to go back to that as well.
How far have we come in the last couple of years in just making sure the kids are safe and determining, whether there's an issue or not? How far have things come, and how far do we need to go?
Well, we've made leaps and bounds in the last several years. There's a whole protocol they have to go through that never existed before, and they actually need to see a physician and be cleared, especially with a concussion, before they can come back and play. And it used to be they could go to anyone. Right, the dermatologist next door used to sign off on the kids, but that has gone by the wayside. These doctors don't want the liability now of clearing these kids, so they really are making their way to providers who are trained in concussion management, and that's a very good thing.
I'm curious, was this something that filtered down from the NFL, or did this start at the high school level and it went upward to the NFL?
No, it started with the NFL. It started with the day the NFL was brought before Congress by the NFL Players Union, when the congresswoman from California looked down at Roger Goodell and said, Mr. Goodell, you will take this concussion issue seriously, or I will personally see to it that we take away your tax exemption and your antitrust exemption.
Well, those are pretty strong words right there. That'll get through, no doubt about that. As we go forward, what would you like to see continue, or what would you like to see in addition to what is already being done to go forward?
Well, I think we're really good at identifying potential concussions. Where we're really dropping the ball is, does a child really have a concussion? So lots of other injuries can cause an overlap of symptoms, and I really think these kids need a full physical exam and not just a screening questionnaire or a computer test for a concussion. I think they need a better exam because there are a lot of concurrent neck injuries that are still being overlooked.
It seems as if, and it starts at the rec level, it seems as if, though, there has been a real emphasis, even more so than when I played, about tackling properly. And you hope that continues as we go forward as well.
Well, that's been a big push by USA Football and the NFL, and I think that's a great thing because a game is a great game, and if you use proper technique, you can dramatically minimize the injuries.
Dr. Crutchfield, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
All right, it is the Wendy's halftime show. Again, the Maryland State 2A football championship. Oakdale leading Glenelg 13-7. More to come. We're back next.
This is the 2018 Geico MPSSAA Maryland High School Football Championships. Brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Your Baltimore area Toyota dealers. Let's go places. Wendy's. Wendy's fresh, never frozen beef hamburgers. The official restaurant of the MPSSAA. Lightbridge Health Sports Medicine Institute. And by PVI Office Furniture. Fast, excellent, affordable. Business grows with PVI.
As an athlete, I played through injuries with the help of an expert medical team. Today, my team is the Lightbridge Health Sports Medicine Institute. Dr. Craig Bennett is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon, and Dr. Kevin Crutchfield is an expert on concussions and traumatic brain injury. Together, they provide a full spectrum of care for athletes of all ages and abilities. When you need help, choose my team, the Lightbridge Health Sports Medicine Institute, covering all your bases head to toe. To schedule an appointment, call 410-601-PLAY.
Man owns water. Hydro engineers have built big, tough systems to contain her strength. It might cover 71% of Earth, but man has ultimately won the battle.
Mr. Rooter Plumbing, sink, shower, and toilet emergency drain services. Because water is too powerful to fight alone.
Toyotathon's on. Look at all those Toyotas.
Bet you could get a great deal in there. Yeah, we should go check it out.
Impressive.
Sometimes you just have to snap them out of it a little bit.
Right now, get a special sales event 1,000 cash back from Toyota on a Tacoma or an off-road ready 4Runner. Or pick a sporty RAV4 and get up to 3,000 cash back.
'Tis the season. Toyotathon is on.
Toyota, let's go places.
Memorial Stadium here in Annapolis. Joining us, and this is a little bit unusual, but I think it's a really good idea. Franz Vadashaw, who is the local Mr. Rooter franchisee, and you just saw his commercial run. Now, here's what's unique about this. Your son plays for one of the teams. You didn't plan on advertising. You made a call, what was it, yesterday to set this up?
That's correct. I did, and I'm very proud of the doing this because of the fact that I never thought it was that much of a big deal, but I realized that with your help and with MPSSAA, this would be something that we can contribute a lot to our community. And I'm at least our company is very much committed to continue this work together, and we hope that we can be able to show the community that Mr. Rooter Plumbing is not just a plumbing company. It likes to be involved in the community activities, especially sports, supporting the local schools. I personally live in Howard County, and I like Glenelg. My son plays even football here at the Glenelg, and let's go Red. So that's what they say.
What's it, when you have a son that's on a team that makes it to a championship game, what's it like at your house? He's got to be bouncing off the walls.
Yeah, he has been having one hell of a good time over the last 1 week, and he can't believe that he's going there. The whole school has been like this, and they had a party last night, and they were all very excited, and we are halftime. I think we still have a very good chance of winning. I personally believe in them. They have done a very good job. I've been to all of their games, and I think Coach Schaefer has done an excellent job, and the school. So I believe that, we still got another half to go, and I think the other opponents are very good, but I think we are going to be better.
Like Yogi Berra said, it ain't over till it's over. Right?
That's exactly the case it is.
Franz, thanks for being with us. We appreciate your sponsorship.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you again next year, right?
Thank you. Yes, sure.
Franz Vadashar. Let's go back. We'll be back with more from the 2A state championship right after this.
Hey, guys. Appreciate it.
A normal childbirth fills this room with joy.
But on the rare occasion that things go wrong, let us help.
You do have 21 years to pursue a case for birth malpractice.
Don't wait. Call us, Attorneys Gilman and Bedigian.
That'll be $15.42. I just need your favorite color, your ring size, your dental records, the name of your first crush.
Tired of being asked for too much information? At Credit One Bank, we keep it simple. Just enter your name and last 4 digits of your Social Security number to see if a Platinum credit card offer is waiting for you. With credit lines perfect for every day, you earn 1% cashback rewards on eligible purchases. Visit GoCreditOne.com or text FIND OFFER to 99000.
Once I started looking for car insurance, it was a no-brainer. I switched to Geico and saved hundreds. That's a win. But it's not the only reason I switched. The Geico app makes it easy to manage my policy. I can pay my bill, add a new driver, or even file a claim. Woo! Hey now, that's a win-win. Thank you.
Switch to Geico. It's a win-win.
Toyota-thon's on. Look at all those Toyotas.
Bet you could get a great deal in there. Yeah, we should go check it out.
Impressive.
Sometimes you just have to snap them out of it a little bit.
Now get 1,000 cash back from Toyota on a Camry. Up to $1,500 on a sporty Corolla. Or get 2,000 cash back on a Highlander that seats up to 8.
'Tis the season. Toyota-thon is on.
Toyota, let's go places.
Man owns water. Hydro engineers have built big, tough systems to contain her strength. It might cover 71% of Earth, but man has ultimately won the battle.
Mr. Rooter Plumbing, sink, shower, and toilet emergency drain services. Because water is too powerful to fight alone.
Welcome back to Navy Marine Corps Stadium. There is the score at halftime. Oakdale leading Glenelg 13-7. Bruce Cunningham, Wally Williams, and Coach Doug Duvall bringing you the action. Wally, it's still a close game. I mean, it's still very, very competitive. Oakdale looked dominant at times in the first half, but it doesn't show up on the scoreboard.
That beast shows up. The turnovers, penalties, all these things like that. But, look, they've had a lot of opportunities in this second quarter to put points on the board. Oakdale has come out here and had the ball pretty much on their 50-yard line to make something happen. So they have been threatening the entire game. You just have a sense that they're going to take this thing over if they keep getting these opportunities.
Last man standing, right?
Last man standing. That's the way it's been in these state championships so far.
That's the way it should be in a state championship. Doug, the one thing that we've seen throughout these 4 games that we've broadcast is the high level of coaching. And as a former coach yourself, you got to be busting your buttons over that.
Yeah, we really are. And the state of Maryland football's gotten so much better. Last year we beat Pennsylvania in a big 33 game. But coach for coach, we've really improved it. And, you know, a lot of times you got the support of schools, but a lot of times coaches are just trying to build programs on their own. So we're hoping that schools take a look at something like what Glenelg and Oakdale and QO and all of them have going and say, hey, listen, we got to get behind football. Football is a good thing.
It's a very good thing, and it's a sport that a school, if you start winning, you can make a few bucks off of, too.
Well, you do that, and then you increase the opportunities for your kids to go to college. You know, we got $8 million worth of kids in college from Wild Lake football. And we wouldn't scratch with the math and some of the other, but it's just a public school. Plus, you get everybody doing better in school, getting better grades, so student morale's better. It's just a win, 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 win.
Wally played high school football in Florida, very high level, and I remember you telling me that each year we have done this, they've gotten better.
Tremendously better. I think we started doing this thing together in 2011.
Is that what it was?
And look, that game and just the discipline and all those things like that, you saw that Maryland football needed to get better. But in these 5-6 years where we are right now, tremendous coaching, tremendous poise at the quarterback position. I think that's the main thing. All these quarterbacks here, you can tell they've had tremendous amount of coaching and understand this game quite well.
We just saw that catch again. I swear, I can't see that enough. That's one of the great catches you'll ever see on anybody's football field at any level. Mike Popovic is down on the sidelines. We're going to go down to him momentarily to talk to the Oakdale coaching staff. as this game right now, as you see it, it's 13-7. Oakdale leading Glenelg. And Doug, while we're waiting for that, you've got an all-star game. Well, no, actually, it looks like we're ready to go. We'll talk about the all-star game coming back. Mike Popovic, down to you.
Coach, you're right in this one, but first half, a lot of penalties.
Hey, a lot of penalties, and we have to eliminate penalties. We got to keep doing what we do. We got to block and we got to tackle. I mean, I'm real happy with the effort, but we got to eliminate penalties.
As you take a look at that last drive that Oakdale had, what was the difference there? What do you need to do to play better defense in the second half?
We just got to make tackles and run their football.
All right, Coach, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Hey, thank you very much.
Back to you guys.
Mike Popovic down on the sideline. And real quick, Doug, tell me about the all-star game coming up.
We play next Saturday over at Archbishop Spalding. We'll have 2 games. One will be 12, one will be 3. It'll be a total of 220 football players from the Baltimore metropolitan area. A lot of guys that you're watching right here now will be playing in that game.
So if the weather's not too bad and you're not sick of football.
Beautiful weather next week. We guarantee it. And 12-3, you pay once, you get to watch 2 games. What could be better?
Will you be wearing the shorts?
I will.
Okay. Doug Duvall, known for that at Wild Lake, and all his years there, he never, or you wore the long pants one time, you lost, and then with shorts the rest of the way. It's a very simple game, as Charlie Ekman used to say. We'll be back with the second half here at Navy Marine Corps Stadium right after this.
Right now, all fries at Wendy's are just $1. That's a huge deal on any size of Wendy's natural cut sea salted goodness. But a deal this good won't last long. So get your dollar fries at Wendy's before they're gone.
Listen up. I'm going to tell you how to be successful. Never overpromise, always deliver, and make sure you look good. That's why successful businesses rely on PVI office furniture. We always deliver, and you'll always look good. I'm Mark Hill, president of PVI Office Furniture. Fast, excellent, affordable. Business grows with PVI.
As an athlete, I played through injuries with the help of an expert medical team. Today, my team is the LifeBridge Health Sports Medicine Institute. Dr. Craig Bennett is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon, and Dr. Kevin Crutchfield is an expert on concussions and traumatic brain injury. Together, they provide a full spectrum of care for athletes of all ages and abilities. When you need help, choose my team, the LifeBridge Health Sports Medicine Institute, covering all your bases head to toe. To schedule an appointment, call 410-601-PLAY.
Toyotathon's on. Look at all those Toyotas.
Bet you could get a great deal in there. Yeah, we should go check it out.
Impressive.
Sometimes you just have to snap them out of it a little bit.
Now get $1,000 cash back from Toyota on a Camry. Up to $1,500 on a sporty Corolla. Or get $2,000 cash back on a Highlander that seats up to 8.
'Tis the season. Toyotathon is on.
Toyota, let's go places.
We're back at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium in Annapolis, and the weather is about to shift. Mike Popovic down on the sideline. Give me your meteorologist report.
Yeah, it's gotten a little bit warmer, guys, but there's a light sprinkle that's starting to come down, so we shall see if that affects the passing game or any turnovers here in the second half for both teams.
All right, could have an effect here in the second half.
Well, Chris Reachbach getting ready to tee it up and kick it off for the Glenelg Gladiators. They'll get down the field, try and put Oakdale on a tough way to go and a long time to get there. Glenelg rushed for 3,500 yards this year. So they can get the football done. The rain could be in their help.
So that's Glenelg getting ready to kick off, and that will be Chris Retzbach. And there's the kickoff. Oakwood going to take it at about the 17-yard line. And here he comes. That's that man again, Sebvute. And did I see a flag come in there at the end?
Yes.
Okay.
That's usually on the offensive team for blocking in the back. Holding.
First half statistics, Wally Williams was just handed. What do you see there that jumps off?
Well, the main thing I see here is the rushing yards, and you have 106 rushing yards. You have 106 rushing yards on 10 carries here by Oakdale, and you have 26 carries for 170 yards.
Wow.
For Glenelg. So that's the main thing here. I think the time of possession here, actually Glenelg has double the time of possession here, 15 minutes, and Oakdale has 8 minutes and 10 seconds in time of possession. But of course, the third down positions, all those things like that. The main thing here is the turnovers and the penalties. And those are the things that really stop drives. You have penalties here, 7 for 54 yards for Oakdale, 7 for 79 yards for Glenelg.
Just pick up a 6-yard gain. You can see the Oakdale players all looking at their wristbands. We talked about that in the first half. So it makes them near Hall of Famers too, I guess.
Wandale Owens sitting at 19 carries for 103 yards right now.
He's something. That kid carries the ball well too.
There is Savute again.
It's tough defensively when you've got a guy who can really run that ball hard. You got a kid to control the ball well. It's like that double-edged sword that you got to worry about all the time. But Glenelg's doing a good job. You want to make him sort of bleed slow and easy. The quarterback, you know, Schley, he's really good. His dad was a quarterback for Glenelg back when we played years ago. And Glenelg had some really talented teams.
There's a hand. No, a fake handoff. Going to keep it himself. Schley tried to get around the 40, but he's not going to. That flag is well timed because his head jerked in a funny way.
I almost think it was a horse collar rather than a face mask.
That's what he's calling, horse collar,
And that happens. You know, I don't think that was anything planned, but it's a 15-yard penalty.
Here's the replay. We'll get a good look at it here.
It's tough. You know, they call that because it gets dangerous. If you've ever
actually, the birth of that rule was M&T Bank Stadium. The Ravens had a running back named Musa Smith. And they were playing in Dallas. And the horse collar came, and Moose's femur snapped, and it sounded like somebody shot a shotgun. There were people on the sidelines getting ill. It was like that. And the rule was passed not long after that. So, Moose, if you're listening, we remember.
Yeah. Schley's daddy played with Pagnotta, Dutton. They had some great players back then. And he coached all these guys in little guy football.
Here's Schley looking downfield. Oh, he's got somebody wide open. Goodness gracious.
Just throw and catch.
And he falls down at the 2.
I prefer, just make the catch, okay? Just make the catch.
Later.
We've seen this early on in the game. We had receivers wide open, streaking down the middle of the field. This time, the concentration is making a catch. And just getting the ball down.
Let's see if we can see the coverage real quick.
The play covered 45 yards.
He stuck by somebody. But that's a heck of a throw. He's very impressive.
He is.
Glenelg needs to stop him here. Something big happened. They're playing hard.
He gets in for the touchdown.
He's a tough running quarterback.
The versatility of this offense, the versatility of the quarterback position. This is what we've been talking about, really. This Oakdale offense can put points on the board relatively quickly when they don't hurt themselves, Coach. We heard that in the halftime report, and now they come out here, get an opportunity, big play, put 7 on the board.
That was Mario Goings getting it into the end zone, Doug.
I just, when I was looking down at the number, he's this year he's really done a good job for them. He had 7 touchdowns, 35 carries for 220 yards.
Nowhere to go. Look at him dancing. That kid's fun to watch.
Yeah.
No way.
No
way.
Oh,
my goodness.
He's just out there clowning now.
You don't want to let him. You don't want to put that kid in that position where he can just freewheel, man. He's
all right, 21-7, Oakdale leading Glenelg. We'll be back with more of the state 2A championship game right after this. Look at this game. Wow.
Listen up. I'm going to tell you how to be successful. Never overpromise, always deliver, and make sure you look good. That's why successful businesses rely on PVI office furniture. We always deliver, and you'll always look good. I'm Mark Hill, president of PVI Office Furniture. Fast, excellent, affordable. Business grows with PVI.
Here's the replay of that, what we just saw. It's just remarkable, Schley. And now watch. Now, as Mike Popovic just told me, a bit of a push-off on that one, Mike?
I was right there. Yes. Yeah.
Like I told you, though, it's not if they don't see it, right?
That's true. Well, what a throw, though.
Yeah,
what a throw.
I mean, that's.
I tell you what, of these all 4 games, I am more impressed with Schlee than anyone else I've seen. Seriously.
Yeah, he's something special. And you know what? You're talking about following that game last night with Asa Williams. Nobody's system either throwing that football and running. We have those 2 guys in the big 33. You have to convince me we take somebody else. But they can do it.
Mike also tells me that the rain is really picking up. It's starting to become pretty steady. So this is probably what we're going to be looking at for here in the second half. So if you're Oakdale and you've got this healthy lead now, you're going to want to slow everything down, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. You go right back to your keys here in the game. Look, we have to stop this running game, and Wandale Owens right here. This is it right here. They have not passed the ball well, and this is what we're talking about here. Glenelg has not had an opportunity to throw the ball downfield. So now they're down 14 points, and you really need to have something in place, Coach. Try to make something happen quick and get that ball downfield to score touchdowns.
They squibbed the kick. It's picked up at the 10-yard line, and it's going to be returned for about 11. That was Drew Sotka for Glenelg.
Very good player, very good wrestler. Has brothers that play, dad coaches in the Little League out there. The Glenelg Oakdale people are really involved in what their children do, whether it's the Warhawks or whatever. And Glenelg has a great wrestling program. They come out of this thing. The guy Danny Ricker runs it called the Barn. I mean, they produce great wrestling.
Ray Lewis, a state champion wrestler back in the day.
If you want to be a great football player, you should be a wrestler, really.
And the carry was Wandale Owens. Of course, Wally and I both played football in high school, Doug, and wanted absolutely nothing to do with that wrestling. Scared me to death.
I did go out there for one day, Bruce.
That's more than I did.
I made it. I made it through half of practice in wrestling. So
that's how tough it is.
Our coach is a guy named Willard Hunt, really funny guy, and the up downs at the end of practice. You know what he called him? It's fun time. Fun time, ladies.
22-10 out there for Oakdale are both wrestlers, McCoy brothers, and they're good. And the Sotka kid, good. Glenelg's got about 5 guys on that team that are wrestlers.
There's the pitch and a busted tackle, but he's not going anywhere. Look at Oakdale.
So they're swarming. You know, when it goes your way,
was a killer
the blood
shot.
gets pumping. It just gets pumping.
Wyatt McCoy came in there with a killer shot after they had him locked up. Watch this.
Wyatt's had a big game.
McCoy's wearing number 28. Now they're going to get him stood up over here and watching him. Boom! That wasn't him actually. That was.
I think it was McCoy.
It was Goings. It was Mario Goings that came in and made that hit.
I'm with you, Bruce. It's hard to read them numbers when it's got foggy.
It is.
Now, silver on white. I mean, it's pretty, but it doesn't help anybody in the press box, right? And I don't know. I guess it's for the fans, but man.
That's a hard color. You know, Air Force does a good job.
Yeah.
They're going to start powering this ball up, which is what they need to do. Give him some room in front of him. Let him run the ball. Good job.
And that's their main offensive weapon right there. Wandale Owens, who we've seen throughout. He looks like he's limping just slightly. But a guy like that, Doug, you got to rest him every once in a while because he's
like
out there
Jim
every
Brown.
snap.
Well, they can rest him. They got that little rocket that they put in there for him.
He's hopping.
And this is where it gets a little scary. Look, he's been pretty much the callus of this offense so far, and it just has to be other players. I mean, this is a championship game, and you got to have pressure points all over the field. It just can't be one guy because we're going to go out there and take that one guy out of the equation.
So Glenelg with the punt, which is the last thing they wanted to do, the way Oakdale's been moving the ball.
They need to come up big here, and you know, they're no backup in Glenelg. They've come and they've played a really good Oakdale team early in the year. I mean, Oakdale, you know, as they went through the season, you know, they beat Linganore, which is very, very hard to do. You saw last night, 4 minutes to go in the game. Okay. You know, either one could have won.
Well, 21-7, Oakdale leading Glenelg. County Sports Zone .com. Every score, every game, every day. Get varsity and junior varsity scores at countysportszone.com and all MPSSAA playoff results at countysportszone.com. And every time I mention that, Anise, I gotta admit that I subscribe to countysportszone.com. If you are interested in high school sports at all, very comprehensive coverage. And for me, a lot of my job is covering high school football. So a website like that is very, very valuable. So countysportszone.com. Glad to have them as a sponsor. I'm glad to tell you that I use them just about every day.
Gary Adder.
And that's a free endorsement.
Yeah, Gary Arenado has done a good job.
That's the Varsity Sports Network, too.
Yeah,
That's a competitor. Yeah, they all do a good job. There's a handoff. That's our guy. Sabute. And he's just ripping off Wally 3 and 4 yards at a carry, and they'll take that, right, all day.
His tempo has not changed from the very first snap of the game. Look how he gets this ball, and look at this speed, how he takes off. He may not be that big, but he's running with some strength and power, and he's trying to get as much yards as he can being physical.
Oftentimes, the shortness of height helps a running back. It's harder for the defense to find him, right?
You don't see too many running backs come through the whole 6 foot.
No.
At least not the ones that are Pro Bowlers and the greatest of all. These guys are quick, have a low center of gravity. They can generate some power when they can't contact.
Ooh, broken flag.
Nah, they threw a flag on that.
Yeah.
They didn't like that one at all.
2 weeks ago, up at Damascus, Sabute got on that left hash mark and drove it for the whole length of the field. I think it was like 19 carries or something, because it was wet and slick in the middle, because it's a regular grass field, and he just ate it up out there.
You know, I'm glad you mentioned Damascus, because we've been making the point over the last couple of nights that there's no Wise this year. There's no Dunbar this year. You could also say that about Damascus. They're a regular around here.
Damascus is probably right there next to...
So it's opening it up for other teams, is the point.
Yeah,
including these two teams that have never been to the championship.
They're right there with Fort Hill as far as dominant football team.
Schley, boy, he executed that fake, that's for sure. But now he's trying to figure out where he's going to go with it. Throws it downfield, and he did avoid the sack. We'll give him that, but that brings up third down.
Had a couple of moments there to make that pass. Yes, Sabute in the middle of the field, wide open again. Just players are running free right now in this.
Yeah, you could argue all night long about whether it's Fort Hill or Damascus has the most dominant program over a long run of time. Both of them really good football teams, well coached, good program. And there's others, you know, like Dunbar, Wild Lake, you know.
I guess the point I was trying to make, though, is the three perennials are not here this year.
Right,
and the gate's open for other teams now.
Well, it brings a lot of different people to the stadium.
Which is good. Here's Schley. Rolling out. Oh, going down a sideline, and he's out of bounds. That was intended for Blake Baxter. Boy, that kid can throw the football.
Just beautiful passes. You know what you don't see, Bruce? You don't see ducks.
No.
Okay, these are nice, tight spirals that are traveling downfield, and he has such a smooth release. It doesn't look like he just has a tremendous effort in the ball. He just lets it flow out there with that long physique that it has. A nice, pretty-looking pass. Look at that thing just gets down there close. An incomplete pass even looks pretty.
Justin Ritter into punt. So we've been talking a lot about Oakdale, Doug, but give Glenelg credit. That's a defensive stand right there.
I'm telling you, Glenelg's playing great football. And I think, you know, before it's all over, you'll see them put on a little show here. They've been playing really well defensively. Number 22, Sam Altusher. I have to apologize. I wasn't calling his number because it's not his number.
Right.
I thought, dang, Sam's hurt, but that other kid was good. He is.
Eric Gruber with the fair catch. We'll be back with more of the State 2A championship game right after this.
Once I started looking for car insurance, it was a no-brainer. I switched to Geico and saved hundreds. That's a win. But it's not the only reason I switched. The Geico app makes it easy to manage my policy. I can pay my bill, add a new driver, or even file a claim. Woo! Hey now, that's a win-win. Thank you.
Switch to Geico. It's a win-win.
I had nothing.
All right, we're back, and Glenelg has the football. They trail in the game 21-7 to Oakdale.
I think you let Wandy run it enough. He's going to get you.
Yeah, there's the handoff there, and he's going to pick up about 7 yards. That is Wande Owens. Heading to Yale.
No, I think he's done. That ankle is giving him problems.
Coach, I believe that child could run on one leg. He's as tough
Yeah,
as
look at him. He's running off now.
He's off field. Man, I think the ankle is giving him problems. They got to find somebody else, Coach. They got to find somebody else to make the play.
They got him. They got a couple other guys.
This would be the time to see him,
Kyle
I guess.
Dry, Tristan Borello, number 2 will be carrying the ball.
But here's
and then Tyler Reef. They can switch quarterbacks up and let Tyler run.
Here's the real question: who's going to be their punter?
They'll have another punter. Yeah, that Butch is too good a coach to just have one.
Will I get a backyard and throw it, right?
Look at this. I love Butch Schaefer and those guys changing the formation, trying to get a little outflank, see if they'll adjust.
Adjustment.
Look at that. Very nice.
And he's close to the first down right there.
Yep. You know, Kurt Stein does a good job with Oakdale. I mean, he's really done a good job. You know, you look back at you know, beating those two powerhouse teams. They're not easy to beat. He's done it. And he's going to beat, if he wins this game, he's beating three really good teams. He's got great assistants. There's a guy named Doc who coaches up there who's been around football forever, Tommy Menard, but he's got a bunch of good assistants.
Here's Glenelg again.
Run.
And that's Kyle Dry.
That was a penalty. Everybody threw that.
And they're going to get it. Late hit on the sideline.
That puts him down at the 50.
Oakdale's coaching staff is protesting, but they really don't have much of a case here.
That was over with. Plus the way he hit him. Wasn't like he got blocked into it.
First down.
Glenelg may have to look at Kyle Dry right here and be their big play guy. Look, when he's in there, he makes some things happen.
He does. He does.
Tough guy.
I'm telling you.
He may be the guy.
They got some other guys, too, that can carry the ball.
So a big break for Glenelg. That gets him inside Oakdale territory at about the 47-yard line. They trail it by 2 touchdowns.
They got a kid 22 that you see in there, Sam Alsher. He will hit you. The kid in the middle of the stack, that kid is just a hard
Trouble
nose.
with the snap. Oh. Oakdale applauding, but it looks like Glenelg hung onto the football.
Yeah, you try and take advantage of that. They've just been, you know, making little mistakes that keep them in a bad position. But
well, with this
weather,
weather,
hold on that football and keep it out of their hands, it's going to be okay.
With this weather, you know, especially for the ball handlers up there, you know, me playing center, when I had this kind of weather going on right here, I always had the old towel.
You got to have a towel.
You got to have a towel in the back, try to keep that ball dry.
And the towel gets soaked right away.
Watch 22 here, Wally.
There he goes. There's our guy, Dry. Kyle Dry does pick up the first down, so Glenelg keeps their drive alive.
I think they're still 10 yards short, Bruce.
Yeah, I'm looking at the wrong marker again. Thank you for correcting.
That's okay. I wish it was a first
down. So that'll
down
bring up
for
3rd and 9.
See, anytime.
There's 2 of those sticks. That's what I got to keep reminding myself.
Well, you know what? They're really playing well, Oakdale. I mean, you know, I saw them early in the year, and I thought, geez, I just don't know if Glenelg can hang with them. They got so many weapons, but you have to give Glenelg credit. They are scrappy and gamey.
3rd and 9.
Look at that.
The give is to Dry. He's not going to get it. He's going to be about 4 yards short, so that's going to bring up 4th and 5.
3rd down has been the Achilles heel of Glenelg so far. Look, these are the downs here, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, where you need to try to have some type of play action coach, some type of pass screen. We just haven't seen that consistently. They've been somewhat one-dimensional. But I think it makes their offense somewhat stagnant by not having opportunities.
Well,
but here
we'll see it
they
here.
spread it out right here. Here's an opportunity right here. Here we go.
Tyler, drive at quarterback.
Quick screen.
Quick screen.
Short.
Complete to Eric Gruber.
Wow.
And the Oakdale defense holds.
Did you see that pursuit coming over there? It was a team meeting at the ball carrier. And they are a little short.
Well, you have to give Glenelg credit for trying for it, that's for sure. They
and
were
the referee,
quick pass. Look how many has to run the ball here. 1, 2, 3, 4,
15
5,
yards
6.
on that one. It's not
Wait a
over
minute.
now.
What did we just miss?
We just saw a personal foul, I think, against Oakdale. I'm not sure.
Head referee Ken Johnson. Inexcusable. Inexcusable.
Oh, my gosh.
Horrible timing. Very eventful. And what you have done here is you have kept the door open for Glenelg.
Unbelievable.
You just would not believe that.
That's some anger on that face there, and rightly so. Doug, have you ever wanted to make somebody run wind sprints or something during a game when they do something like that?
There's a rumor that I made them do it.
A rumor.
The rumor is true. They decided they need extra conditioning until the game's over so they can run from 40 to the 20 and back because they couldn't go past the 20.
They decided that.
Yeah, and I said, you can decide to stop running when the game's over. that was funny. That was just right off the top of my head, too. But some people, it made a rule change.
Did you notice that voice went right back into coaching?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Look at this.
Boom!
Oh my gosh!
Oh, they're flying around now. That was Kyle Dry, the big hit. He's emerging as a star at his Glenelg team. I love this kid. He blew him up.
Look at this. Look at this hit. Okay,
that's a $125 lay in the wood.
Wow. Right here.
He's tough. He's a little wrestler guy. He's no back up in him.
Bam!
I'll tell you what.
He's going to let him know about it, too.
He's going to watch.
Sabute, I guarantee you, every time they come to the line now, he's going to be looking for him. That's complete. Close to the first down. Complete to Ethan Reefer.
I mean, it says that Kyle Dry here is 5'9". 5'7".
You know, I'm more interested to see a weight on him. But maybe 5'7".
Glenelg defense up top, number 11, has drawn their best receiver all night. They've not thrown to him, which is sort of, I guess that's them saying something good about Darren Cleary.
Darren Cleary.
11, because, they're usually throwing to the right. He's a right-handed quarterback.
Sabute again. Just powering. Gets a pass at 35. He's going to pick up maybe a yard. But Wally, this is what you do with a lead late in the game. You just try to get that defense tired. You try to get them to stop wanting to tackle, right?
Look, you want to run the ball here at least 2 plays out of the 3. Okay, you want to keep the clock going. You want to keep throwing those body blows, have your offensive lineman beat these guys up front. So working with the clock, keeping it running, and keep your offensive players going through.
Schlee going down the sideline. Oh, overthrows the receiver, but God, that guy throws a pretty ball. Wow. I'm trying to keep it PG up here. I want to say something stronger.
Well, you know who and it's been a long time. You would remember, Bruce.
What does that mean?
Mark Mangus.
Yeah, I remember Mark Mangus.
He had that same touch, that same foot in the ball.
Played at Maryland.
Yep. And came out of Cumberland.
Was it at the Jerry Claiborne years with Randy White and all that?
Yeah.
Maryland had it going back then.
Oh, you look at the quarterbacks that ran in that time from Gilball all the way through.
See, I remember that because I'm old, Doug.
They had Brian Cummings, too, who was nobody's slouch. Ooh, great.
In the middle of the field. Wide open in the middle of the field.
Pow! Wow. Up to the 25-yard line. That is complete and impressively complete to Ethan Reefer. Deep inside
in this day and age of football, you are more effective when you have a passer that can get the ball downfield and find receivers in space, Coach. You just have to have that part of your offense going out.
Another thing
to win a state championship.
Another thing I just saw on that replay is Schlee's back there looking for a receiver, and there's no defender in the frame.
Well, Drew Stockton was on it. He just got blocked by it was a really great block.
Just continuing to power the yards. That is Sabute again. Mike Popovic, this is looking like a pretty good night for Oakdale here in the second half.
Well, it is, and Wally's made mention of the fact that they were just waiting for them to kind of bust, and they got that touchdown there at the end of the first half. They've taken that momentum to the second half, and guys, what a throw there! You see that great protection too for Schlee on that last play.
He's putting on a show.
Oh, I mean, look, I've always had the feeling up here in the booth that they were just an inch away from breaking this thing open, making big plays. You saw the poise of the quarterback.
Great pursuit.
You see running backs still running it. Look, they just attack the defense in all phases. And that is the kind of assault that you need in this day and age of football. You can't just be one-sided, just run the ball 100 times a game. You got to have a little bit of both and mix it up. And, of course, Oakdale has done a great job, I believe, in doing that.
Well, when you have a running back like that, the temptation is to run the ball 100 times. But then again, you see the quarterback throw, and my goodness.
Dangerous combination, which is why they're here. For a state championship.
Sabute again.
Glenelg's hanging tough down in there, though. He's got to bang for those yards.
But we made this point the other night. They've got a 2-touchdown lead.
Oh, yeah.
They're more concerned with killing clock here than scoring any more points. Right?
Yep. First time to the stadium, you win. First time,
They're all checking their play on their Tom Maddie autograph model wristbands. Tom ought to call over there. Maybe it's a business opportunity.
Yeah, why not? We talked a little bit about teams that have been here before, and these guys
look at this kid. Look at the play action setting.
Look at him.
That's an NFL pass.
Makes it look simple.
Oakdale is showing poise right now and trying to be a state championship, okay? Trying to be a state champion. They come out in the second half and have been very aggressive in moving that ball downfield, and that passing game has just been an assault here in the second half.
Blake Baxter is the receiver. Beautiful catch, beautiful throw. I'm really impressed with Oakdale here in the second half. And so are those fans.
I don't know how many people could beat this team that we saw in the playoffs.
Well, I think this has officially become a rout at this point. It's 27-7. Ritter's extra point, if it's good, that's 28-7.
He's a nice kicker, that's for sure.
And we still got an entire quarter to play. So I guess for Glenelg here, it's become relevant again if they can, because right now it's Oakdale's world and we're all just living in it. Stick around. We're coming back with more from the State 2A Championship right after this.
I've seen that woman before. She's a demon. I'm Jada. I've been watching you. You've got potential. Why are you trying to kill me? I'm not here to kill you, Mel. I'm trying to recruit you. You're a charmed one. You can be doing so much more, not letting the elders hold you back.
You have no idea what they're capable of.
They imprison witches.
They will do anything to recruit you.
Don't think they won't turn on you, too.
This Jada is manipulating you. Did I interrupt something?
My blood runs
Charmed.
Sunday at 9 on the CW Baltimore.
Right now, all fries at Wendy's are just $1. That's a huge deal on any size of Wendy's natural cut sea salted goodness. But a deal this good won't last long. So get your dollar fries at Wendy's before they're gone.
We're back at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. You're looking at the on-field huddle of the kickoff team for Oakdale, as Oakdale has jumped out now 27-7 in this game, largely on the strength of the quarterback play from Colin Schlee. Mike, I keep harping on the fact you played quarterback too, but I'm telling you, in the 4 nights, this is the best player I've seen.
I would agree with you. I mean, last night, though, High Point's quarterback pretty darn good as well.
Yeah.
But you're right. He reminds me of actually Shea Patterson from Michigan with his running ability, but also passing ability as well. And guys, Wally talked about as well, and Coach, to see the evolution of the passing game in high school football, especially around these parts in the last 20 years, it's heads and tails better than it was 20 years ago.
Absolutely. Amen.
Well, that's certainly great for our state, great for recruiting.
They're going to let that one go into the end zone.
Yeah.
And that'll come out to the 20. Not a bad idea right there. So Glenelg is going to start at the 20. Glenelg, and they're gonna just try to see what they can get put together, because at this point, it's not a football game anymore. It's pretty one-sided.
I think you're going to see, though, as I mentioned, a whole bunch of those Glenelg kids are wrestlers, you know, and I think you're going to see them. There's no give up in that Glenelg team. I've watched them. I saw them third game this year. I saw them play a good River Hill team in the state quarterfinals, I believe it was, or semifinals, and they just play hard, you know. Now, they got to go to something they don't necessarily like here, but it's what they'll do. A little power football, find somebody, try and run the ball.
That's Wande Owens right there. He's back in the game with that bum ankle. He's showing a lot of heart. I mean, it's a championship game. He's not going to spend it on that sideline, but you know he's not 100% right
Well,
now.
this is his last high school game, so he's not going to just come off the field with a little nagging injury or something like that. He's going to go out here and try to finish this thing off as strong as he can, but I still believe they have to right now, being down 21 points. They got to start throwing the ball, Coach. I know that's what they do.
I think they die a quick death if they did that. They're doing what they can do right here. I'll tell you, see Wandy's dad, he still looks like he can carry the ball 3 or 4 plays. He's a big guy. Wandy's got them same genes. Good guy.
Just battling. Wande lost his helmet on that one. That is a high school rule, right? Helmet comes off, you got to leave for a play? Yeah. Okay. So that'll bring up 3rd and 9 as Glenelg tries desperately to get anything going as the seconds wind down on the 3rd quarter. We're inside 30 seconds now. Glenelg will snap it, run a play, and then we'll be in the 4th quarter.
Well, I'll tell you, if Kurt Stein's the kind of guy I think he is, in the 4th quarter you're going to see a whole different set of Oakdale kids playing. That what should happen, I believe it will with Kurt.
Looking to throw. Now he's going to tuck it in and head upfield. Going to be run out of bounds at about the 22. Not even close to a first down. So not a good possession there for Glenelg. And that's the end of the third quarter. The score, Oakdale 28, Glenelg 7 in the state 2A championship. We'll be back with the fourth quarter right after this.
Listen up. I'm going to tell you how to be successful. Never overpromise, always deliver, and make sure you look good. That's why successful businesses rely on PVI office furniture. We always deliver, and you'll always look good. I'm Mark Hill, president of PVI Office Furniture. Fast, excellent, affordable. Business grows with PVI.
Toyotathon's on. Look at all those Toyotas.
Bet you could get a great deal in there. Yeah, we should go check it out.
Impressive.
Sometimes you just have to snap them out of it a little bit.
Right now, get a special sales event 1,000 cash back from Toyota on a Tacoma or an off-road ready 4Runner. Or pick a sporty RAV4 and get up to 3,000 cash back.
'Tis the season. Toyotathon is on.
Toyota, let's go places.
That'll be $15.42. I just need your favorite color, your ring size, your dental records, the name of your first crush.
Tired of being asked for too much information? At Credit One Bank, we keep it simple. Just enter your name and last 4 digits of your social security number to see if a platinum credit card offer is waiting for you. With credit lines perfect for every day, you earn 1% cashback rewards on eligible purchases. Visit gocreditone.com or text FIND OFFER to 99000.
We're back at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium in Annapolis as the fourth quarter gets underway here in the state 2A championship game. Oakdale in the white, Frederick County, all over Glenelg, Howard County, the Clarksville area, 28-7. Glenelg has the ball, trying desperately to make something happen offensively, try to carve out of this, something out of this big deficit that they found themselves
punt
in.
and get a good coverage. Oh my.
That's a good
roll ball rolling.
It's going to roll.
Keep on rolling.
Tell you what, for bad ankle, that wasn't a bad punt.
He's
not
tough.
a bad punt at all.
He's got tough guy written all over.
So that'll be take it down to the 35, and that is where Oakdale will go to work. I would imagine you're going to see a shift of philosophy on Oakdale here in the fourth quarter. Maybe not as aggressive going downfield. It's more about killing the clock at this point.
Yeah, I think you're right, Bruce. They asked Bruce Aaron, is there anything Roethlisberger can't do? He says he's really not a very good basketball player.
If you love high school football, you'll love All-American, the new hit drama on the CW based on the real-life story of former NFL player Spencer Paysinger. All-American is a story about an underprivileged kid thrust into an opportunity to be a star at Beverly Hills High School. Watch All-American Wednesdays at 9 on the CW Baltimore.
Good hustle. Good
There you go. That was, we've called his name all night. That is Seb Vute, and you're going to hear that name an awful lot more. But coming over and making a really violent tackle there was Will Jordan for Glenelg. There's still some fight left in these guys.
Oh, there's a lot of fight left in the number 22. Alsher, he's had a great year this year as a linebacker.
You always got to watch these guys without those bold numbers like that, 22.
Yeah.
And a neck.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he can wear them both.
Hey, that neck roll is intimidating, man. Hey.
You got to watch it.
Absolutely.
That neck roll right there. You got to
Keep eye on him right on this play, Wally. Watch. Well,
That's not going to get out of the backfield. Ball carrier there was Blake Baxter. And a real good read by the Glenelg defense, who also is not giving up. And that's going to be a loss of about 4 yards, bring up 3rd and 11.
that's a sign of great character in kids. You know, you're coaching, sometimes you just run into a team that's just better than you are. Hey, it's the way it happened. But how you finish the game, you know, the scoreboard has nothing to do with how well you play. Whether it was success or not success, those numbers, they don't indicate it.
You can play well and lose. You can play poorly and win.
Exactly. Exactly.
Schlee out of the shotgun. Going downfield, going down the middle of the field. Got him. That is complete to Blake Baxter. They're going to drop him inside the 20-yard line. Can Schlee do that whenever he wants to?
You know what?
Wow.
If you're the new coach at the University of Maryland, and you say, oh, kid ain't going out. It happens all the time. This kid's a University of Maryland player. The Kent State Golden Flashes, if they can keep this guy, that's the sign of the decade for them.
If I'm the Maryland coach, I might have to go pay a visit to the Schlees.
Oh, I'd be home when he got there.
Are you in love with Ohio?
I mean, look, we have a nice...
Yeah, you know how far Ohio is away for your mom and dad to come visit? Plus, they don't have any good-looking girls in Ohio.
Hey, and I may have the under...
Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Schlee tucks it back in, and he's going to score.
Oh.
Wow. What else can this kid do? From the 18-yard line,
great play.
Colin Schlee takes it in for the touchdown. Mike Popovic right down there in front of you. Is there anything this kid can't do?
Apparently not. He showed some wiggle there. Unbelievable play. And I mentioned before, you know, we see his passing ability. You just saw his running ability as well. And not such a great first half, but an unbelievable second half.
I say we make him king of the world. What do you think, Doug? Can you get behind that?
I'll tell you, he's going to be some nightmares for the Glenelg boys here for about a month or two. They're going to be closing their eyes going, oh, my.
What a performance.
I don't know that I've ever seen. I said earlier, a kid, Chris Kelly from Seneca Valley, Tommy Polly from Dunbar, and Chris Schlee. They're my top three.
And there's a whistle. That was Justin Ritter.
When you see one child dominate a game, and listen, I think Asa Williams is a great high school quarterback. I really, really like
This kid's in a class of his own tonight, though.
He is in another zone.
But really, championship players make big plays in big games.
Yeah.
And that's what he's doing tonight.
Just a smooth athlete. No jerky motions in his approach. Poise in the pocket. He's shown everything that any scout would want to see in this club. Going to Kent State. You better hope he gets it.
The extra point is up, and it is good. 35-7 now. Oakdale opening it up on Glenelg. Nothing against Kent State. I mean, that's a Division I program, and they have some great players. But how is a kid with this kind of talent not at a higher profile program? We'll get into that question when we come back. Right now, 35-7, Oakdale over Glenelg. We'll be back with more of the State 2A Championship right after this.
As an athlete, I played through injuries with the help of an expert medical team. Today, my team is the LifeBridge Health Sports Medicine Institute. Dr. Craig Bennett is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon, and Dr. Kevin Crutchfield is an expert on concussions and traumatic brain injury. Together, they provide a full spectrum of care for athletes of all ages and abilities. When you need help, choose my team, the LifeBridge Health Sports Medicine Institute, covering all your bases head to toe. To schedule an appointment, call 410-601-PLAY.
We're back at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. Bruce Cunningham, Wally Williams, Coach Doug Duval, Mike Popovic down on the sidelines. This is the State 2A Championship and the last of 4 games that we will broadcast this week, I should say. Franklin, congratulations on Thursday night for winning the 3A State Championship. Quince Orchard won the 4A last night. Earlier today, Fort Hill crowned the Class A champion, and this is the 2A championship. And right now, Oakdale's having everything go their way.
They're having a night. I would pay cash money for old Glenelg just to get one on the scoreboard, make them feel a little better.
Hey, Coach, just put Colin Schlee as number 3 all time on your list, man. That's
anybody who watch football, knows that he single-handedly, in a sense, changed this game.
At the championship level, too.
At the championship level.
That's going into the end zone for a touchback, and Glenelg will get the ball at the 20-yard line, trying desperately to come up with something as the clock continues to roll here in the fourth quarter. Our thanks to all the folks at the MPSSAA, especially Executive Director Andy Warner, for letting us be a part of this party every year. It's an awful lot of fun, and it's something we always look forward to. And I don't want to say all these things at the end of the game when we're hurrying to get out of here. So right now, when we have some time, thank you, MPSSAA, for giving us the opportunity to do these games. Wally and I did them by ourselves the first year, and then we added Doug the next year, and that's when the magic happened.
Yeah. Hey, I have to tell you this, Liberty High School had Oakdale by 14 points.
Liberty had a real good year.
They had a great year at Liberty, great year. I watched them play a couple times, watched them play Westminster. Larry Luth has just done a great job up there. They have very good quarterback, too. It's a year of quarterbacks in the state of Maryland. There's a bunch of good ones.
But Liberty, a decent tradition, but not a big winner year in and year out.
Yeah.
But this year, they really had it going on.
Did a great job.
In fact, I think they were Carroll County champions.
They
which
were.
is something to be said for that. You got some good programs
yes, sir,
out there.
because they're not the biggest school.
No.
Well, here's another thing about Oakdale. They had running clock 7 out of 11 games.
Wow.
They're in a running clock. That gives you an idea. Look at Glenelg. I love those kids.
Yeah, and that's Wande Owens basically playing on one leg still, powering, trying to get it done.
I tell you, when we came out at halftime, Wande Owens had 19 carries for 103 yards. Now here going into the fourth quarter, he has 25 carries for 118 yards. Wow. So he's gotten every bit of 15 yards so far in the second half.
And 15 hard yards at that.
If you spend a lot of time football, 7 out of 11, you've got him in a running clock. Holy cow.
There's
Look at
Dry.
that. Boy, he shows a lot of heart and character.
Dry crosses the 35. He's a junior. He'll be back next year.
Yep.
For big things out of him.
Very quick, very agile, and he always goes north and south.
There's the replay, and there's Dry, just a little fella. But you know what? We're going to stop saying that because he's not playing little at all.
He's 6'3", 220. Don't tell him he's not because he thinks he is. He plays like he is. Yeah.
8 minutes, 50 seconds ago in this game. Glenelg 2nd and 4. And there's Dry again, and they drop him. Maybe a gain of a yard.
That's what good teams do.
He's slow getting up, too.
Somebody goes down, somebody steps up.
Okay, that's not a good sign for Glenelg right there at all.
Well, I think they'll be going to Tristan Borello then, where they can put number 44 in the backfield. Or he'd be wearing 22 and just power it.
8 minutes and 32 seconds ago in a game. Oakdale leading Glenelg 35-7. We're back with more of the State 2A Championship right after this.
Once I started looking for car insurance, it was a no-brainer. I switched to Geico and saved hundreds. That's a win. But it's not the only reason I switched. The Geico app makes it easy to manage my policy. I can pay my bill, add a new driver, or even file a claim. Woo! Hey now, that's a win-win. Thank you.
Switch to Geico. It's a win-win.
We're back to Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. You're looking at a group in the stands there of very downcast Glenelg supporters. They didn't expect this at all, and frankly, neither did we.
Well, I don't know. Glenelg, they look down the field. They see those kids. They know them. I mean, other than Wande, you got some great kids, but I don't know how many of them. You got some nice corners and that sort of stuff that go on and play some football. But, I mean, Oakdale's so loaded with talent. But look at that. Oh, man.
And that's going to be short of the first down, a gain of about a yard. Glenelg at this point, Doug, Wally, they're not going to be punting anymore, right? They're going on every fourth down here.
Every fourth down, and look, they're trying to make something happen here. They're going to stay within their offense and what they do best. Yes, I do want to see them throw the ball and get the ball downfield because you're down here now by 28 points.
Sure.
But look, you do what you're comfortable with, and you try to stay within the complexity of your offense and make something happen. And all these kids have been playing hard. You don't see give up. Even with a score like this.
Right.
Everybody's still playing hard, and everybody's trying to make something happen here. Both sides of the ball.
Other than stuff happens sometimes out of bounds and all, they have been a very clean, hard-fought battle.
You just feel kind of bad for Glenelg, not to really signal them out, or any team in this position, but you win a couple of games. You win a couple of games, you get to the championship level. you get up this morning and you think, we got a chance to go for a championship tonight. And then as the game unfolds, it turns into something like this. And you really got to feel for Glenelg for that in that regard.
Well, unless you take a look at pro football and look at some of the scores, and you think, well, a pretty good team. And then you face somebody like Tom Brady, and you go, well, if they didn't have Tom Brady, we'd have kicked their pretty well. They didn't have Colin Sleeve.
All right,
Maybe they would have.
Let's take a look at some fans here. Let's see if we can find our fan of the game. See, this is the happy side of the field. This is the Oakdale side. Yeah, they're looking like a team whose team's got 35 points in this game. They're feeling this championship coming. And again, the first time in the state championship game for either one of these schools. So this is new territory for these Oakdale kids. And they're enjoying it. There's our fan of the game collectively, that whole group. How about it? Made the trip up from Frederick County.
Could be.
Fourth down. This is a new number. I don't think he got it.
Yeah, that's the kid.
That was Trey Fleece carrying the ball for Glenelg.
His daddy was a big-time football player at Maryland, the center.
He's 5'10", a sophomore.
Yep.
And coming up and making the play for Oakdale and just shutting it down. That was a guy whose number we called on offense a lot, Blake Baxter.
Yeah, good player.
Got a touchdown here not long ago.
Trey Fleece's sister is one of the cheerleaders at Penn State, the one they throw up in the air all the time.
Is that right?
Tall,
the tiny one?
The tiny one.
Yeah.
She can fly now. Her mother was, or his mom was a cheerleader, Maryland cheerleader coach for Maryland, and cheerleader coach and a participant as a Raven cheerleader.
I can tell you, I can tell you this. Back when 105.7 first went on the air, when I was doing my weekday show, my co-host was Mark Zeno, who was a Ravens cheerleader. And he took no end of abuse for that. I just want to tell you.
For that and his tight shirts.
Well, Kevin Bird said to me, he says, well, how is it working with Zeno? I said, it's fine. And he said, he's still wearing those tight shirts. I said, yeah. And he says, the players are starting to talk.
Well, I'll tell you this.
We couldn't decide whether it was extra medium or schmedium.
Just schmedium.
Yeah.
And he preferred schmedium.
Yeah.
Well, that was his deal.
Because it's
I'll
less
tell you
insulting.
what, that's not bad working conditions, though. When you got to go to work there every day, you think, I don't work a day in life, you know?
Zeno is a major in the Army. He's in the reserves, but he's been to Iraq twice. And the first time he was there, a USO tour came by with some cheerleaders, and his men shamed him into doing some lifts. And he's got the pictures and everything. But he liked to come on like this New York tough guy, and he's a cheerleader. You know?
Maybe he's got it figured out, Bruce, and we have it all wrong.
Leno's fun guy down there in Atlanta now.
Making everybody hate him. So that's what he does.
I had a kid who played for me, was a guard back in the day while this is an 85, could flat back 405. I mean, I was at Maryland when Randy White did 471. Everybody thought that's the strongest man in the world. This kid was 17 years old, flat back 405, went to Wake Forest, played there, great player. And he ended up having a spine problem, so to keep him on scholarship, they made him a cheerleader. A guy who threw him up in the air. He threw one girl so high they thought she'd never come down.
Oakdale continuing to run the ball hard. They're calling on some different numbers now as we get late in the game. That particular one was Wyatt McCoy. And McCoy picks up the first down. Mike, we made the point earlier, Oakdale not really worried about scoring too many more points. They're just trying to get that clock to spin, right?
Oh, absolutely. After that last long pass by Schlee and then the run at this point, absolutely. You're just imposing your will and running down the clock. And no sense in getting him hurt, by the way. He's still out there. But I'm just having a good time hearing coaches' stories here on the sideline.
Yeah.
I'm laughing. Everybody's like, what are you laughing at?
Yeah.
Say, if you have to ask, you'll never know, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
There's a pitch around the right
Look
side.
at Glenelg. That is impressive.
They're continuing to
stop.
pursue.
Yeah.
You know, they're playing like they're still in this game, and that was Wyatt McCoy carrying again.
One thing that has been going on is a little chippiness involved in this thing right here.
I think there's a flag on the field
back
from
and
the
forth.
far side.
There is a flag.
Oh, there's a flag. It's been a little pushing back and forth. Every little play, a little shoving going on here.
Yeah. Well, now's the time to bring it to an end.
Yeah, you got to help keep your composure.
Our referee in the box here, Bob, when you get late in a game like this, especially a one-sided game, you've really got to be aware of some tempers flaring out there, right?
As officials, they really got to be in on every play, make sure they officiate with a uniform, and try to avoid that flag. Let them know you're there.
Yeah.
You know, I think we've seen the best officiating this year that we've seen in a playoff series that we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, they've been pretty good. They have.
There's a big push in the Coaches Association to try and get kids involved in being an official. Because
I've seen some of those commercials.
Yeah, well, we're doing everything we can because a lot of our officials, not Bob, but a lot of them are getting sort of long in the tooth.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I mean, you look at these guys out there.
I'm one of the older ones.
Yeah, they got a little hours on them.
It's a great part-time job. There's a handoff. And again, they're content just to let the clock run, and the clock continues to run. We're inside 5 minutes now. Not saying Oakdale won't score again, because from what they've shown us, they just might. But Wyatt McCoy getting the bulk of the carries right now. I think we've seen the last of Savute tonight, and he deserves the rest.
Yeah. Well, and the truth of it is, you know, you go up that ladder when you're coaching, you got to come down that same ladder.
Yep.
So you go ahead and play like Coach Stein's doing right here. Coach Stein gives people a chance to play. They're sitting on the sideline all year long. You're not doing anything but building a program.
Well, there's no reason why you shouldn't do that.
I've seen some people who wouldn't, and some of them are friends of mine.
That reminds me of a great Jimmy Patsos line. I'll tell you after this story. Jimmy Patsos, the long... fumble. Ball's loose. Glenelg's got it. Going to be knocked out right about the 16-yard line, so a break for Glenelg. Jimmy Patsos, longtime basketball assistant at Gary Williams. He was the head coach at Loyola for a couple of years. Amy Fadul, who used to work with us at Fox 45, he came on as a guest, and she said, "Who are your best friends in coaching?" And Jimmy Patsos says, "You don't have friends in coaching. You got guys that you hate less than other guys."
Yeah.
Doug, you laughed extra hard at that.
Yeah.
You know? He liked that. He likes that one right there.
I have to tell you the truth, though. I mean, I was fortunate, and I had some really good friends. And I think, you know, when I think about losing coach friends Ben Eaton, oh, my God, I cried for days.
Yeah. Wally, you would have loved him. Coached at Dunbar, at Northwood Rec program. He just a solid man.
Not only that, when he hugs you to make it ever to you where you better take a deep breath.
And then after he passed away, oh, look at this. Oh, boy, that's just pure straight up pursuit right there.
Wow.
And that's Kyle Dry that carried the ball.
We're talking about a 10-yard loss
right. So when Ben Eaton passed away, Lawrence Smith was promoted to head coach. We all know Smitty. Smitty is also the school police officer in uniform with a gun all day long in school. And I said, "Smitty, how does that work?" And he says, "Well, I'm already an authority figure." No question about it.
No question. That is undeniable.
And he inherited Tavon Austin.
Which doesn't hurt. But we miss you, Smitty, here at the finals. We need to get you back here next year. So
like that big old laugh.
We're thinking about you. I guarantee you that. And I know you're watching. There's Dry again.
He got it going that time.
Yep.
You know, I almost
get out of bounds. Stay in bounds.
I do want to see him run and break one down the sideline. See that? It would be fun. It would be fun to see him just run down the sideline.
I'm telling you, I had cash money for it.
And Oakdale could afford it.
That's right. Yeah, hey.
You'd see Butch Schaefer running right next to him all the way down the sideline. That Butch is a great coach, great human being, great guy. Done a good job with the Glenelg program, the school itself. He's a special kind of guy.
Well, congratulations to them for getting to this round. You know, we made the comment last game. You got to be pretty good to lose a championship. You know,
definitely. You got to be pretty good to go undefeated.
Yes, sir.
I mean, look, and we talked about this yesterday as well. You know, this team coming in, both teams coming in. You know, this is the first time they've been here.
Yeah.
Usually, it takes a couple of opportunities for a team to win a state championship. You just don't come in out of nowhere and just win this thing. A lot of teams come here, lost 4 or 5 state championships, and they come off one another 4 wins after that. So this is definitely a learning situation for Glenelg right here, and they're going to learn a lot about maintaining poise. And I think they're going to go back in next year and have a passing attack that they can try to rely on and be just as effective as they're running.
Absolutely. So congratulations to all the teams that made the finals this year. It's a tremendous achievement, and win or lose, you should hold your head very, very high.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And we've had good football.
We have.
This is the only game that got a little out of touch, and it didn't get out of touch until, we were pretty far into the game. I mean, you take, the Lincoln Franklin game, 2 seconds left on the clock before you knew who was gonna win.
It was a 13-7 game at the half.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Great football game.
It was relatively close.
The Linganore players coming off the field getting a big hand from their big crowd here in the stands, and they deserve it. This is an impressive performance by a very good team tonight. And if you're an Oakdale fan and you made that drive in from Frederick County, it was a drive worth making, because you got to be thrilled with what you're seeing here tonight.
Well, you had mentioned earlier, Bruce, you see changes in population changes.
Right.
You know, you got it down, you know, Charles County going that way.
Frederick is
you've got
growing the
Frederick
same way.
County,
Yep.
you're off of 270, 70. You take a big 20-mile circle right up off of Route 70, and you got a lot of really good football because you got a lot of really good youth programs,
Right.
you know?
Another flag.
Like we have an entire new unit in it right now.
Please don't throw any flags now. Just let them play.
Bob, can you call down? No more flags, all right? Come on. We've done a doubleheader. We're tired. I'm sick of looking at Wally. Come on.
I'm bent over. I have had enough football.
There's the handoff. Actually, I said that because you're closest to me. Doug did that. I said, I'm sick of looking at Doug, too. as a matter of
You know,
fact.
we
Pete
started
Ferraro,
out.
I'm tired of seeing him. Let's go.
We start out in the beginning of the year with fantasy football, and I talk to some of the coaches, and I try and come up with the 32 teams that I think will be here, and I try to get to watch at least 20 of them. This year I got to watch 22. And then you're trying to get film. Huddle helps a lot. Coach friends help a lot. There's a guy at Fort Hill, Josh Mitchell, and I think he's at Fort Hill Football, whatever Twitter stuff is.
I tell you what.
Football.com. They help.
Huddle is huge.
Yeah.
I use Huddle a lot in my job at Fox 45.
Man,
Just
if
looking
I,
for video.
Yeah, if I didn't have my guys, you know, and some girls that send stuff, for their husbands or whatever, I'd be in deep doo-doos. No way I could get all that
Doug,
stuff.
we both go back to the film cans in the bag, right?
My
Trading
poor wife
film.
had to carry a 12-volt car battery. We couldn't afford a good camera, so it was a little slow. You could have a 12-volt car battery. That baby running high speed. Made us look faster.
You know, every coach's wife story you hear is better than the last one. That one's way up there, Doug.
In 37 years, she never missed a game. She's
Wow.
filmed every game.
Wow. Those are the kind.
37 years.
37 years.
Those are the kind
Wow.
you marry. And she can make a mean shrimp salad. So
And thank you.
you're
Thank
a winner at life, Doug.
Thank you for the shrimp salad. It's excellent.
Inside 2 minutes to play. Oakwood more than happy just to let the clock run. They got another quarterback in there now, unsurprisingly.
That was...
Actually, he's been playing a whole game. They just moved him back over there. That's Ethan Reefer.
Yeah, good.
He had been playing receiver, and now he's in a quarterback. And what they're doing is just stewardship here. Mike, you're down there on that Oakdale sideline. Are they starting to celebrate yet?
Oh, they already have. A few minutes ago, coaches were hugging each other, and as you talked about, a new batch of kids coming in. So those that came off the field that they're celebrating right now. What a second half from those guys. Just an unbelievable performance. And again, it's one of the best quarterbacks I may have maybe ever seen in high school football. And I'm not just overstating that.
And also, Mike, you know, I went to a new high school, so I kind of understand about new high schools. I know you went to Calvert Hall, and it's the opposite of new. But when you have a new school that wins a state championship, you're starting a whole new tradition, and that adds to the excitement, I would think.
Oh, no doubt. And the fact that they've done it and they're just 8 years old is unbelievable. But as Coach talked about the explosion of population up there, there's a number of really good programs, and there's no reason to think that this is going to slow down anytime soon.
Right. You know, believe it or not, I saw some figures the other day that said the 2020 census that Frederick could top 100,000.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
That's how fast it's growing. So Oakdale punts. It's going to be taken at the 16-yard line, dropped right away. Returning for Glenelg was Drew Saka, and they will go to work here. Let's call it the 17-yard line. So a minute 28 to go. Glenelg's going to try to do whatever they can do here and maybe get some more points on the board, but for all intents and purposes, this one's over and has been for quite some time.
You know, I asked the question here, is Oakdale going to be considered now one of the bigger bullies here in Class A next year?
No, because they're not going to have the man. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Hey, listen, I'm going to tell you, Kirk Stein and all those guys are good, but you know what? There's something special about Colin Schlee. You take Colin Schlee off of this field.
Look, how much football have the three of us watched? And we're jaded, and we've seen it all. And then a kid like that can run on the field and like fire our imaginations up. You know?
Yes.
That's a valuable thing.
That is. I mean, look, and that's what these kids are here. You know, this just shows the development of Maryland high school football over the years. We talked about, you know, how these guys have just gotten better.
Right.
Collectively, the passing game has gotten collectively better. The level of competition has gotten better. This is a clean
Look at
football
Ohio
game.
State quarterback.
Exactly. Haskins
They're
coming right
everywhere.
here.
Maryland lost 3 of the games they lost to. They really lost them because the other team had Maryland players. Maryland produced a lot of really good football.
You just got to
players
convince
for
them to
us
stay
this year.
home. That's the thing.
Yeah, we just keep stomping our foot and our toes with the university.
Tristan Bavello carried the ball. But you know, Doug, it's not just in football, basketball. Kevin Durant's a Maryland guy. You know, you could go on and on and on. You got to start building a wall around this state and keeping these kids home.
Where's Lefty when you need him? George Raveler.
You're talking about guys like Durant and
Coach
Beasley.
Williams.
They were on the same AAU team in D.C.
Right.
Both guys go number 2 overall in the draft in the NBA.
And couldn't wait to get out of this area. That's got to be fixed. There's something wrong with that. Look at this. Look at this. Turn the corner, young man. They're going to run him out of bounds. That is Tristan Bavello again.
He's done a nice job.
And 18 seconds left in the game, and we're about to see one big fat celebration because they have certainly earned the right to celebrate.
It's been a big year for them.
Most impressive performance of the 4 games. This as a team, this Oakdale team.
I don't know I'd go that far.
No?
I've seen the individual. I mean, we've seen great catches, great throws. We saw great catches, great throws last night, but Colin Schlee's just a little bit different cat. You know what I mean? He's special. You take a look at a lot of them other teams. You had great, a lot of really good plays.
Tristan Bavello is the player down. We're going to get in a quick break. We'll be back with the ending of this game, the state 2A championship, right after this.
Listen up. I'm going to tell you how to be successful. Never overpromise, always deliver, and make sure you look good. That's why successful businesses rely on PVI office furniture. We always deliver, and you'll always look good. I'm Mark Hill, president of PVI Office Furniture. Fast, excellent, affordable. Business grows with PVI.
As you can. We are back. We are back at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. Everyone's on a knee. We've got a player down. That's Tristan Bavello of Glenelg. He's been carrying the ball a lot here late in the game, and they're taking a look at him. Mike, you got a better line of sight than me. What are they examining there?
Well, it's either cramp or his ankle.
Okay.
But he's starting to.
We're hoping
starting to get. Well,
it is a cramp.
Yeah.
It's a cramp.
Well, again, we don't want to diagnose.
Well, we're saying that they're helping him off, but he's putting a little bit of weight on it.
Yeah.
He's been running so hard.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know what? He's up, and that's the important thing. All right, 18 seconds to play. We got time to snap it once, maybe twice. Glenelg is probably going to try to preserve as much time as they can. And I got a feeling, Wally, that these Oakdale guys, when they make a tackle, they're probably going to lay on the runner a little bit longer just to make that clock go a couple extra seconds.
Oh, yeah, they definitely want this to be the last place so they get into the celebratory situation here and enjoy being state champions in 2018.
That famous story about Chuck Bednarik in the NFL championship game laying on Gifford and then saying, you can get up now, the game's over.
You know, the old days had some just classic human beings.
Yeah.
You know, Chuck Bernard.
Concrete Charlie, they called him. Went both ways in a championship game.
Both ways and fault. I mean, it doesn't get any tougher.
No, sir. A lot of those guys did. Gino Marchetti battled the ball. Art Donovan hit the beach at Okinawa, which in itself is pretty amazing. You know,
when you look across there, you see Okinawa on the wall.
Here goes the clock. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and it's over. The Oakdale Bears, in their 8th year of existence, win the Maryland State AA Football Championship. Any championship is savored, but when it's at a new school like that, you're still building tradition. It just feels kind of special, doesn't it?
This is an awesome moment for any kid. Look, we talk about this high school game. We said this yesterday. Some of these kids, this is their last time putting on the helmet and the shoulder pads. So to go out like this and being a state champion, No better way to end your high school.
Now, Doug, you've been on both sides of this final gun in a state championship game. Obviously, you'd rather win it, but it's a special feeling either way, isn't it?
Once you come into the stadium and people say, well, did the kids miss going to the M&T, to the bank? I said, not a bit. You going to Navy, it's got that special ring to it. You know you're one of the best two teams in the state, and you play your very best game. If it's good enough, you win. If it's not, you're still in a chance. You're right there. You know what I mean?
And it's easier to park in Annapolis.
Oh, yeah, it's easier. You know, a lot of
All right, we're going to wrap this up. Mike Popovic, we appreciate your service down there in the bad weather.
Thank you,
We
guys.
Pete Ferraro, our executive producer, all the guys in the truck, Doug Duvall, Wally Williams, myself, Bob, the official, all of us. Thanks for being with us over the last 3 nights. I'm Bruce Cunningham. Congratulations, Oakdale. Good night, everybody.
The 2018 Geico MPSSAA Maryland High School Football Championships. Brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Your Baltimore area Toyota dealers. Let's go places. Wendy's. Wendy's fresh, never frozen beef hamburgers. The official restaurant of the MPSSAA. Lightbridge Health Sports Medicine Institute. And by PVI Office Furniture. Fast, excellent, affordable. Business grows with PVI.